Good evening, everyone. On time this evening. Before we start the show, let's just get the formalities out of the way. Everyone in the chat, everyone in the WhatsApp group giving me stick for waking up late this morning. Have some of that. All right. And this is the Two Marks and Pure Coys, and we're here to talk about transfer news. Yes, I don't know if you all remember, we did a show a good few weeks ago now on Nigel's channel talking about bits and bobs, what we thought was going to happen, and now obviously we've moved on to the new pre-season starting, and Tottenham have got some signings in, which we will talk about, and we'll also talk about what to expect, I suppose, because people are getting a little bit worried now in the fact of, look, the pre-season starting, we still haven't got forwards and wingers in. I thought the point of it was to get your players in, you can mould them a bit and crack on, but Tottenham don't do it that way. Before we get there and everything else in between, good evening, Nige. How are you, mate? And long time no speak.
Good evening, mate. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Big up chat. Hope everyone's well. And yeah, glad to see you awake, mate.
I'm here anyway. I'm here. When you've had one of them, is it a soggy head day? Do you know what I mean? It's just like everything's been, well, can't be just one of them. Couldn't had loads to do, but couldn't be asked, mate. If that's the right way to put it. So, but it happens. It happens. Well, here we go. We're pre-season tour, getting ready to go, Nige. I suppose we'll just start off with what have you made of the window generally so far, Nige? Where are you at with it?
I think it's been a really good window. A really good window. Short saying the levels are off. Hopefully we can get them sorted throughout the show. Yeah, I think so far it's been a fantastic window, but there is still so much to do, ins and outs. But I'm really liking the new ruthless Spurs. I want to see more of it.
Yeah, and why not indeed? Look, we've got to a point where it's gone quiet for 2 or 3 weeks, but Spurs have done some business, Nigel. Obviously, sorting out the back line with whether they be £60 million signings from Van Heck or whether it be a Senesi or a Robertson or whoever it may be. The back line seems to be sorted out. We'll talk about it as we go on, obviously. Tonali and Fernandez coming in to the midfield. Big money spent, Nigel, on these two.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the game yesterday or any of it or highlights or anything, but what did you make of the two new lads in the first half?
Yeah, I saw bits of it. Probably like most people, struggled to get a stream for it. But I saw the highlights. Fernandez, fantastic goal from him. And listen, I think we're going to see a lot more of that this season. Tonali, listen, he dictated the first half, didn't he? Did a lot of good things. Went unnoticed probably, but I think they're going to be two wonderful signings for Spurs, and I'm looking forward to seeing those two with Maddison. I think those two are going to bring the best out of Maddison. I know I listened to Dan's show last night, and I know there was maybe not as much excitement about his Maddison as maybe I'm feeling, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those three together.
Yeah, nice. Do you think Madison made captain? Are you feeling that, Nigel? Are you like sort of happy with that? Bearing in mind, just to put the other side to it, obviously fantastic player. There's no doubt about that. He's the best number 10 that we've got at the club. Are you worried about that? He's been out for so long, Nigel, and it could take him a good few months to get rolling again. Like a lot of match practice and obviously the threat of that something else could go wrong again because he has had some injuries in his career. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, Nigel.
Yeah, no, you know what? I get the injury thing because he has every season he tends to pick up something, right? It keeps him out for maybe 6, 7 weeks. Right, but last season's injury was a bit of a freak. It was an injury that reoccurred. Oh, shit. It was an injury that reoccurred. So he should have rested or should have had an operation. Didn't. I knew there was an echo. I might try and sort my mic out in a minute. But I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all, mate. I'm going to try and sort my mic out a sec.
Yeah, I'll say a few hellos and then we'll crack on with it, Nige, mate. You do what you got to do, fella. I'll run through and say there's a few of you in already. Big up to all of you for jumping on and give Nige 5 minutes, sort his mic out. Logan, big up to you, mate. Really appreciate you being here, mate, this evening. And I said to Logan earlier, big up, mate. Absolutely. And he was the first one in here. He says he got to love a 2 Marks and Pure Coy's evening show. Well, let's hope that you do, Logan. We'll get into it, mate. Like I say, we'll let Nige sort his mic out and we'll get cracking with it. Kate's in. Good evening to Mark and Nige. Hope you're well as well, Kate. Had a great day. Very fleetingly is the answer to that one, Kate. I think I'll sleep well tonight. Let's put it that way, Kate. If I don't sleep tonight, I've got no hope because I am knackered. I've got to be fair, but I shouldn't be after 2 holidays in the last 5 or 6 weeks. But it is what it is, Kate. So yeah, all good, and looking forward to having a decent kip tonight, Kate. I've got to say, big up to the Flickmeister. I hope you popped over this afternoon. I was up the allotment watering the plants in time to get back here for 7:30 to start this show on time, and I did manage it. So allotment videos up from today on Nana and Grandad Audits. You will see some mega pumpkins that are flying along. I've had the spring onions up, we've had the cabbages up, they're done. And there's some lovely sweet corn in and beetroot at the moment on the new patch. So yeah, get over there and have a look, people. Smash a like for Lisa. She's done the video today. So big up to Lisa. Big up to you, Flicks. Kev, big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Big up, mate. Big up to Mr. Chambers. Hope you're well this evening, Pete. Just a little bit, mate, but that's all right. I'm all right, mate, for a couple of hours. Evening to Andrew. He says, we need strikers. Fucking right we do. I can't see the point of spending the dough we've spent bringing in the standard of player, because we've all been shouting for quality, and yeah, I know there's time. I know I still get there's time in the window. But, you know, my old mate Pete, he says to me, don't worry, Cookie, Solanke's going to catch fire with all these new players in your team. Only if I have a blowtorch up his arse for about 3 minutes, Pete. He might catch fire then. I can't be doing with him, Pete. Honestly, you know how I feel about Solanke, and he's just that, and Richarlison's just as bad. So, for me, like I said, people said to me, oh, Cookie, who's your captain? I'd go, do you know what? New mentality at the club, apparently. Yeah? New this, new that, new manager, a lot of new players. Yeah, Tonali, have it. Show us what you're made of, son. That's just me, because it's supposed to be a clean break, clean start. Others, like Nigel, would have a Maddison. I've heard of Van der Ven, I've heard of Porro. I'm not against any of them, to be quite honest with you. I just preferably, if we're going to do the new clean start thing, let's have a new clean cut captain. All right? That's just where I am. A lot of people won't agree with that, and I get it. I understand. Yeah? Surely others that have been there longer may deserve the chance to be captain at the club. They pick it, I don't at the end of the day. I don't think it'll make Tonali any less of a player because he's not captain. Yeah, I just like people in the middle of the field or a centre back to be a captain for a football team. Just something I was always brought up on and got used to. Nearly every team that I played for, 9 times out of 10, their captain would be a centre back or in the centre of midfield. But there you go. Kev's doing the rounds. Hello to everyone. The Razzle is in the house. Nigel's left me. He's disconnected. Let me just hit that one there. There we go. Good evening, gents. Good evening, Razzle. Hope you're well, mate. Big up to you. And the Schultzmeister is in the house. Good up, Schultz. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, gents. Spurs are back. Let's go. They've never been away, Schultzy. They've never been away, son. We've talked about them since the end of last season. But I know what you mean. The World Cup and all that, that's over. Now it's back on the Spurs. So, yeah, well, look, we've got to try and be positive at the end of the day. I think, you know, as you all know, we're renowned on this channel when people make mistakes or we think they've made mistakes. In our opinion, we get on their back, right? If people do good things, I'll sit here and say, do you know what? Well done. That's how this channel rolls at the end of the day. Unfortunately, since this channel's been going, Spurs have been in somewhat of a decline, let's say, over the past 18, 19, 20 months, whatever it is. So, but hopefully the outlook will look better. That's what we're hoping for. The sick commentaries on a Sunday afternoon when Spurs are beating whoever 2 and 3. But to do that, we need some forwards, because I don't care how many chances are created for Solanke and for Richie, they ain't good enough. People, they're just not good enough. And I'm not having it from anyone that they are. If you want to be that team that's in Europe every year, predominantly in the Champions League, you need better than Richarlison and Solanke to be playing up front for you. Sorry, that's just where I am with it. Flixie says, come on you Spurs, 3 times at least there. Cois, as they say. Scotty says, ready to hear Cookie spitting fire at the lack of moves in the front 9. Listen, Scott, you know, man. I know what you're doing, Scott. I know what you're doing. And Nige telling us Solanke and Richie might be good. We could clash in that department, Scott. We could clash in that department, I've got to say. But at the end of the day, I've also got to say, he's back. I've also got to say, Scott, if they're not buying, what are we meant to do? Because Nigel say to you, well, that's what we've got, Scott. So with better players, surely they should be scoring a few more goals than what they are, because we'll be creating more. My answer to that is, no, they're shit, get lost. I know where Nigel's coming from, because they'll be our forwards, and in some way, shape or form, as a team, we get behind the team. Is that correct-ish, Nige?
Hang on. In what world did I say that Solanke and Richie might be good? They are both shit. Need replacing 100%. I think Scott's trying to wind me up.
There you go. Yeah, well, that was the comment before, and that was the comment that followed. That's why I went down that line.
Listen, we're keeping Solanke, we know that, right? But Richarlison has to go. 100%.
Yeah, I'll carry on with the hellos, Nige. Rodney, big up to you, Rodders. Hope you're well. Let's crack through a few, see who's in. Flixie's. I'm still before the show here. Look, what's going on? And then everyone. Scotty's in. Big up, Scotty. Hope you're well. Schultz is in. Big up, Schultzy. Kevin Hawthorne's in. Big up, Kev. Hope you're well over there in Lakeland, Florida. What's it up? Let's call it 8 o'clock. So what's it, 2, 3 o'clock over there, Kev, in the afternoon? Pretty much, I think. Something like that. Might be a little bit earlier. But big up, Kev. Hope you're well over there in America. Stu Boy is in evening sunshines. Hope you're well, Stu. Pete saying, I think your volume is low, Cookie. It could well be. I hope that's better, Pete. I hope that's better. let me know. Nigel, all right for you? Could you hear me all right?
I can hear you. Yeah, you are a little quiet, but I'm having more trouble with my sound, I think.
This is, yeah, what's going on here? Look, I'll even turn it up a bit more. I'm not averse to it. Perhaps my speaker's on the way out. Who knows? Can you hear me now? Any louder?
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Yeah, but
Right, fair play. I've turned it up a bit anyway. Because everything's coming through. I can hear everything, like obviously getting louder and louder. Claire, evening to you, Claire. Hope you're well. Jane's in. Big up to Jane. Hope you're well, Jane, this evening. Yeah, Schultzy, we're trying to work out. Do you know what, Schultz? I don't change anything on this thing. I come in, enter the studio, boom, boom, done. But this morning when I come on, I noticed that when I was talking to Sheriff briefly, I watched it back and it was all crackly and I don't know what was going on. So I haven't touched anything. I just want to say that. So it is what it is. The Sheriff's in. It's good evening all. Rushed off my feet, but managed to smash a like and stick a comment in.
I blame Sheriff.
Top
I
man.
blame Sheriff.
We like your style. Claire says she's been watching The 100. Been watching that?
Nice. I like a bit of cricket.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good.
Why not indeed? Dingo's in. Big up, Dingo. Hope you're well, Dingo Yid. Big up to you. And Schultzy says Fernandez can hit one sweet. Yeah, it was very nice indeed, Schultzy. We'll talk about that in a bit. Hang on a sec. What's going on here? There's Surreal's in. Big up, Surreal. Hope you're well, mate. Rock Spurs is in. Ghosted's in. Hope you're both well. Stevie Edinburgh. Hope you're well. Psycho Teacher. The Tin Man is in the house, says, honestly, if we have the same strike force as last year, we will end up bottom half. Simple. I don't necessarily disagree, Tin Man, to be honest with you. Big up, Painey. Hope you're well. Future's bright, future's lily white. Nige would never say that.
He knows, see.
Hey? Mark won't be positive till they bring a better forward. They are absolutely shit. Both of them. I think that's meant to be. From Kate. She knows me too well. Here we go. Oh, Phil's in. Big up, Phil. Hope you're well, Phil, this morning. So this morning, this evening, see what I mean? It's all going wrong. Big up, Dave's in. He says just on his way home from Mallorca.
Oh,
Have
nice.
a great show. 6 out of 10 windows so far. 2 wingers and a decent striker. And all of a sudden, it's a 10. Interesting. Big up, Steve. Hope you're well. Even Jane says Solanke is utter shit. Well, we'll get into it. I'm just checking, make sure. Jose's in. Big up, Jose. Hope you're well, fella. Kevin Stanbridge is in. Big up to Kev. Hope you're well, mate. Let me see, because there may be some more down here. So I was going the wrong way. Is that better, mate? Yeah. Cheers for that, Pete. Nice one. TTID's in. Big up to you. Super Terry Wright is in the house. Big up to you, Tel. Hope you're well. Mr. T, founder member of the Mark Army, is in the house. YouTube member and moderator. Be careful what you say with Mr. T in the house, as they say. Andrew's in. Big up to Andrew. Hope you're well, mate. Stokes is in. Big up, Stokesy. And that is about it. Razzle does say, Nige, your headphones connected, still getting an echo. So I
know, it's a nightmare.
I
I can hear myself twice.
That's shit, that. And he has gone in and out a couple of times as well. It's not like, it might be YouTube playing up. It might be something with Nigel's wiring, who knows. But listen, excuse me. We'll get through it, people. We'll get through it. Nige, where do you want to start? Do you want to start, Nige, by telling us about, because you know a bit more about this than me today, the squad that's going abroad. for the pre-season tour. Any names on there that aren't, that maybe should be, or you're happy that they're not, or it tells you something why they're not on there?
Well, we have. So, Bentancur not going. We have Saar not going. Both of them allegedly been given a bit of extra time's rest. Yet we got the likes of Van Heck and Van der Ven going, and they went further in the World Cup. So that's not necessarily a concern. Maybe those two could be on the move. You got Bergvall, who's been linked with a move away. He's going, you know. So yeah, and obviously Kudus for me was a big one because I expected him to go. The fact that he's not on the plane is a concern. I know they're saying he's probably going to be fit at the start of the season, but if he's not, then we may need another winger. I don't know. This Kudus thing worries me a little bit. But yeah, it was more Saar, Bentancur not going. Don't know what you think of that while I try to sort my mic.
As you was talking, you was getting more Daleki as it went along. Yeah, and the comments are flooding in. You got to sort the noise out, boys, as Futures Bright says. We hear you twice, Nige. Big up, they say. There you go. Listen, guys, am I going deaf or are your mics low? They say, I'll tell you what I'll do. Do you know what? No, it's not. Yeah, look, I'll put it there. I can't put it much higher. Hopefully, I'm a little bit louder now. There you go. Nige is just shaking his head. Bentancur. Listen, what we got? We've got Tonali. You got Fernandez. You got Maddison. So let's just say that's your 6, your 8, your 10. Right. You've got Gallagher. Right. So whether you say you could put him in any of those 3 positions to do a job, you know, for a specific 20 minutes in a match or whatever, maybe. We know he's more box to box than anything else, but you know he does get round the pitch, does put his foot in. So you know you've got Gallagher. The wingers at the moment, the left-sided wingers scare the shit out of me because we ain't got one. Whether you want to call Matisse tell your winger or not, people are talking about that we need output. Yeah, Nigel's gone again. People say that we need output. We've got to find these wingers with the output, and they've got to take the chance on them at the end of the day. Now, I've read tonight, and I don't know how true it is, but I'm hearing that City and Spurs cannot agree a deal on Savinho because, as far as Spurs are concerned, City want too much money for him. I've read that tonight, so. I don't know if City are just trying to call Spurs his bluff. We had a fella in the chat this morning, or in the comments somewhere. Or it could have been on Flix's channel actually. I think it was Mike, a City fan, and he was saying there's more than us after Savinho, but at the moment we're willing to pay the most, but it's still not what City want. So you know they can call the bluff. Apparently we've offered the most dough. And it's not what City want. So I don't know where they go from there. Whether any of the other 3 come over the top and that gets closer to where City want to be with it, then it is what it is. And I just want them to get on with it now. I'm getting to the point with the Savinho thing. It's just like, offer them what you're going to offer them, the top money that you're going to offer them. If they say to you, it ain't enough, walk away from it. Just walk away from it and go and find someone else. Because it's not like it's been a few weeks or even a month. It's been going on for donkeys, this. Absolute donkeys. Yes, Terry. I think that's where Nige was coming from with Bentancur and Pape Sarr. You can read into it what you will. I'm sure if Roberto De Zerbi was going to have him as part of the squad, then you would have liked to think that they'd have been on the plane. So perhaps they're hoping for a 20 mil bid for a Bentancur 25 mil, whatever, and a 20 mil bid for Sarr. It's another 40, 50 mil in the coffers to go and spend a few more quid. Because it's quiet on the Western Front, there's no doubt about it, people. It's gone quiet. The rumour mill is still going round and round in circles. What's going on with Bergvall? He was moving to Forest 2 weeks ago. Now Newcastle are coming in, apparently, saying they want Jedley and Lucas Bergvall in a double deal. Bergvall goes, I'm not bothered, to be honest, because he said he don't want to be here no more. If that's the same with Jed Spence, and he says, look, I want first team football, and we know Porro's ahead of him, if he decides to go, he decides to go. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to have to be a collective thing in the end, where there are players in the squad that are, if you like, happy to take the wages and be used when they need to be used, but they probably wouldn't be their first choice. But obviously not at a level when you bring them on, the whole team falls off. So it's finding those players to do this sort of stuff. The missus is in. Evening, Lise.
Evening.
You all right, sweetheart?
Fantastic.
All right, darling. Lovely. There you go. She's bought me a can of Red Bull to keep me going. Big up to the missus. Let's have a look. See, We Are Spurs TV's in. If you have the stream playing on your phone at the same time, it can create a loop echo. Right, hang on a minute then. Let me have a look. I don't even think I've got it on. No. No, I haven't got it on. So, I don't know. I haven't got anything on in the background on here. We Are Spurs.
Very. Hello.
Hello. I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yes.
I can still hear an echo.
I don't know if it's YouTube, Nigel, or whatever. Honestly, there's nothing different with the setup. Perhaps it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
No, let me go and try something else. This is a nightmare.
He's off again. You got to
Keep
put up
talking
with
to
it.
the chat.
I'll keep talking. Don't you worry, Nigel. Go on, mate. If you have stream playing on your phone at the same time, create a loop echo. I get what you mean. But, let's have that one back again. There we go. Big up, We Are Spurs. Razzle says, Nige, can you shout out for someone to move their car, please? Loving Nigel's Earth Vader impersonation, says Steve. See, it was only the last bit that he went a bit Dalek-y to me. I can't hear him speaking twice. It's only coming through once to me. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Nigel's volume is okay, but the echo makes it louder. Got ya. Maybe Nige is trying out for the role of Hodak, if I hope I've pronounced that right, in the next She-Ra Pete. Big up, Phil. Normally using earbuds eliminates the echo. To be honest with you, We Are Spurs, we've never really had a problem with this type of thing, echo and all that sort of stuff. Never had it. Only last night, Danalist was saying that he couldn't believe that I didn't have a mic, because this is like a big old tablet thing on a speaker stand. It's the only way I can. An old Android Hewlett Packard thing, and the camera, you can shut the camera down up here with a slider thing, and you can obviously just adjust your volume. I've never had a microphone, and always used the internal speaker that's with this. Never had a problem with it. And Dan Danellis said last night, he said, I can't believe your sound is so good, but you haven't got a microphone. And I said to him, no, it's not. There's no microphone here at all, just what's built in on here. So it's really weird. Terry says, Bentancur could be hurt again. Who knows, Terry? Who knows? I'm sure He's either hurt again or he's in the transfer stage of being sold or something like that, Terry. For him not to go on the tour, they obviously don't think they're going to need him. So let's see where that one goes. Razzle says lower your microphone input level and disable the listen to this device feature so your computer, and I'm looking down but can't see the next bit. Like I say, I haven't changed anything, Razzle. So perhaps it's just a crappy stream. I don't know. There you go. I don't know, and it's looping. Maybe. No, Nigel's not back yet. He's not back yet. Just trying to see. There we go. 80 million. 80 million. Who saw that Somerville went for the money that he went for to Al Hilal? Was it 80 million euro or something like that, or gets to 80 million euro? Wow, that's a lot of money, isn't it? What, best part of 70 million quid? Big dough. Yeah, that's where I am with it, Steve. And if it is true, I don't know that I've just read it today. And I think the time's got to come where you go, look, here's 60 mil, or whatever the figure is, here's whatever. It's the last offer. It's valid until such and such date, yeah, like tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after that. Make your mind up what you're doing. If you can come back, let us know if you're going to accept it or not, and then we can all move on. The player either comes or he don't come. It's as simple as that, Steve, isn't it? Eh? It is to us anyway. It's probably not, but it is to us. Lee says, he said it many times, if we start the season with Tell, Solanke and Richie, we will finish mid-table. Dave says, I think Bentancur is being sold. We've had 2 clubs inquire about in recent days. Maybe there's been a further development. Who knows, Dave? Who knows? There's been inquiries and they've left him at home. Perhaps it's further on than we think, mate. Who knows? But like Danny says, if we're going to turn this squad into something, that's in and around that top 4 and challenge him for trophies, if you do get rid of a Bentancur, you've got to get better in. So they might say, well, we've got Fernandez and Tonali and Gallagher and whoever, and Maddison and Simmons to come back and Kulu to come back, and who knows? Who knows, Dave? But we'll see if it carries on. It's got to carry on. It's got to carry on, Dave. Cyril says, stick to the back tee for Savinio deal. Either pay up or move on. It's not even a case of pay up, I don't think, Cyril. It's like Spurs have got to go into them now and say, this is what we're offering. You've got 3 days. Because otherwise, let us know, yay or nay, because we're moving on otherwise. Done. I know you're pretty much saying that in your thing. But, yeah, I think we've got to move on. We've got to move on if we're not going to take him. Yeah, Terry says maybe it's time to move on from Savio. He's not worth what they're asking. He's done nothing to justify that price tag. Man City sold. Oscar Bob says we are Spurs TV for 27 million, a year after he snapped his leg in half. And our youngsters sell for peanuts when they are truly fit and don't snap their leg in half the season before. Levels, as we are Spurs TV says. Ron's in. Big up, Ron. Just want to say thank you to everyone in our live chat who supported me last week when I was struggling. I appreciate it. Ron, listen, this is a decent community, mate, and it is what it is. So look, if people are having problems, this is the place to come, because you'll get a bit of sympathy here, mate, as long as you're not pulling people's legs, as they say. There's a nice group of people that are in here, mate. So there you go. Big up to you. Pete saying still an echo for Nige. The echo is funny, says David. Interesting, David. You never know. Nige's echo might have done something mad to the algorithm, and in a minute we'll have 1,000 people watching. Who knows? Who knows? He's disappeared though. He's disappeared. I'm wondering if he's under his desk, sorting all them wires out that are going everywhere. Be up, Nige. Oh yeah, Liverpool shouting Spence as well now. So that's interesting as well. Excuse me, let me just have a drink. Thank you. And it's funny how our players are so shit, but people are coming in from now. Bergvall, 50 odd mil. Spence, what's he going to go for? 40-ish, if he goes. And this is when I said, you know, the squad's bloated. So because it's bloated, all those that are on the periphery of the squad, or all those that are like this in De Zerbi's mind, with the chances are, no, they're not going to make it, in his head, these players have got to go. So to start getting all these players out and then start getting players in, or if you know certain people are going, spending the money to get the players in and then other people are going, because obviously with whatever it is, 6 weeks of the window to go, you know, there's obviously, it'll seem like there's a lot more time to get people out than there is to get people in. So a lot of it depends on you know, how quickly deals can be done. David says there's a technical issue. Bear with us. Thank you, David, for letting the fans know that there is a technical issue. DJ's in. He says, big up, Cookie. Hope you're well. R.I.P. Kevin Keegan was a good player. Weren't just a good player. DJ, a great player back in when I was a kid. Like, I think it was Sheriff said yesterday, he was on the front of the papers, the back of the papers, proper poster boy. Our Kev back in the day. And listen, unfortunately, life comes to an end for all of us at some stage, DJ. But what a life he has had. Let's just put it like that. A big up to Super Kevin Keegan. Terry says, no beating about the bush here, peeps, by the way. It's looking like another season of the Brazilian clown and the donkey up top. No chance we're getting Europe with these two leading the attack. Terry, mate, I can't agree more. They're an absolute pair of bells, aren't they? I can't see for my life how we've paid the best part of whatever it is, 120, 125 mil for these absolute pair of weapons. Mate, they've both got to go, but you know Solanke's going to stay. 2 years into a 60 million deal. Spurs know no one's coming in for 35, 40 million for Solanke. So they'll try and offload Richarlison, try and get another forward in and have Solanke as the number 2, or if it's a smaller player that comes in to play off of. But Solanke couldn't hold my fence up, let alone a ball. Let's be honest about it. I mean, come on, one good season. How old is he now? Been round the block, done Liverpool, done Chelsea, done Spurs. Surely if you've been at 3 Premier League clubs and ain't made it in none of them, that it's time to, move on. We need players who are going to put the ball in the back of the net. And for me, neither of them are good enough. Who's the 2 clubs that are interested in Bentancur? That'd be interesting to know. Lee's in. Evening to Lee. Hope you're well. We're 40 minutes in. This transfer news show is not going well at the moment. Nige is having problems with connections and God knows what. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a link in the chat, right? First one who wants to jump on and have a chat about this for 10 minutes while Nige is sorting himself out. Hit the link, jump in, and come and have a chat with me while Nige is sorting himself out. And you never know, you could be on here for the rest of the show. There you go. Available to one only. Come and say hello to the Cookmaster. Well, because I'm just scrolling through the chat. Otherwise, you lot really know what my feelings are on the window. It's pull your finger out of you know, and let's go and get these players. Because you've changed. You've changed. Actions speak louder than words. We've started, but we haven't finished. Or we shouldn't have finished yet. Dave says, I've got a feeling we are in for Gibbs White. I think that deal is going to hit it off again. Here's Nige. Let's see if I think he's back. No picture at the moment. There he is. Here he is. Hang on a second. Here he is. He's back. Speak, Nige.
I'm scared to talk. No, I'm still here.
Oh my word. It'd be something really pathetic and stupid, Nige, wouldn't it? You know it and I know it. It'll just, yeah.
Yeah.
Nige, what do you want to do? Do you want to carry on or do you want to, I mean, I can carry on with the show if it's yeah.
You carry on, I'll text you in a bit.
Yeah, all right, mate. I'll carry on and with it. I'll see you in a bit, Nige. You have a play with your stuff. Cheers, mate. Where was I? Gibbs White, look, who knows? Who knows with Marinakis? I think at the moment we still need another midfielder. There's no doubt about it. But I think that, to me, the left winger and the striker are the next two important ones to come in. You know, because what we've got to remember is as well, is your left winger, whoever it is who comes in, gets injured. Unless we buy two of them, you're back to tail again. Yeah? Xavi Simons ain't fit till the new year. Kulu, we don't know what's going on with him. Maddison ain't gone down the road. Has Maddison stayed behind for this pre-season tour? Yes, he has, I believe, hasn't he? But anyway, you know, that bothers me a little bit. So there's a lot to do. Don't get me wrong, we've done a lot. Right, we've got a lot done, but there's still shitloads to go out. Right, and yeah, we might get away with getting another two in, you know, and hopefully no injuries, and you'll have a fair first team then. You know, but we still need depth in midfield. Yeah, we need more than one winger. You know, there's only Kudos on the other side as well. Otherwise, you're back to what we had last season again. And I know it's a lot to do. You can't do everything. I get it. But we've got to get at least one in these positions or get people in that can multitask. A Gakpo maybe, that can play off the left, that can play a false nine, that can play off the right. I don't know. As usual, we're putting ourselves in... I don't know what you want to call it, just a decent first 11 when they're all fit, but squad not good enough position again, as it stands right now. But there you go. But Man City kids don't finish 17th. There you go, Phil. Steve says, Cookie, you have to believe RDZ knows our forward line is not fit for purpose. I would like to think so, Steve. If we don't upgrade, it can only be Enoch not backing him with the forwards he needs. There could be trouble ahead. There could be trouble ahead. I've heard something today about the Krupi deal. as well that PSG are not prepared, or is it Barcelona, whichever one, are not prepared to go where Bournemouth want for Krupi, the figure, the sort of £90 million mark, I believe, that Bournemouth want for him. Then I've read other stuff that says he's not for sale. To me, any player's for sale at the right money now. You know, because money talks in football. So I don't know if that will be revived again, the Krupi thing. Again, is it to you, is he worth 90 million quid? Like, is Savinio worth 65? I don't know. I won't know until I see him. But they need to be pretty half decent coming in for that sort of dough. Oh, let me know what you think, people. That echo reminds me of the crazy 90s. Big up to you, Psycho. Liverpool can back off, says the Flickster. Spence for Gatco, that'll do for me. Andy Lester, 10 months. A member. Big up to you, Andy. Great stuff from you, mate. 10 months. Wow. Window has been great so far. But we need goals now. Andy must have been one of the originals. Must have been one of the originals, Andy. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. And yeah, we need goals, Andy. We need goals. Big up to Scotty Ingham. I hope you're well, mate. Big up, Scotty. And Tom's in. Big up, Tom. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Tom. Good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Terry says Gakpo over Savio all day. I like both of them, to be honest with you, Terry. I know I've banged the Savio drum, all right, only because I think he's got that bit of something about him, and I just think he'd show it off down Spurs. But Gakpo's a decent player, mate, a totally, you know, more of a multitasker, if you like, than Savinio. But listen, I'll take either of them, mate, to be honest with you. I think they're both good players. So it is what it is. Andy says, this is what the club is missing for me, a real poster boy in the attacking area. I couldn't agree more, Andy. I had the Keegan Perm in the 80s, says Stevie Edinburgh. Now I've got a cue ball up top. He's lost the old hair off the Barnet as Stevie Edinburgh, and he looks like a cue ball. There's nothing wrong with that, Steve, by the way. But I know what you mean. You know, how could it be that I had all this hair and then all of a sudden I've got none? I know what you're saying, mate. It's all part of getting old, Steve. You know, look at this, look. Look at the state of it thinning out on me, Steve. Look. Here's what it is. Here's what it is, Steve. Pete's in, he says, can we push the likes up, please, guys? 10 away from 50 with 75 in the chat. And big up to all 75 of you. Absolutely. Hotspur Flick says, like I said on my stream, we've had our pants pulled down for Slow Wanky. Listen, I can't believe we've paid 60 million quid for him, mate. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like you lot with Savio. I was like, Slow Wanky, it's not for me, mate, for that sort of dough. And then he's come in, all right, he scored a few goals, whatever. What has he done, though, guys? What has he done? You know, and I think Tottenham are holding out just on the hope that he'll go and nick 15 goals next season. I don't know. But if no one's coming in with £40 million for Solanke, he ain't going anywhere anyway. So 60 million is outrageous. 28 peak, 28 years old. 28 years old, he's had one decent or half decent season. There you go, Jane says. I remember my brother-in-law getting his hair permed because of Kevin Peebles. Listen, Jane, what about all the people that used to have the tight curly hair and they'd stick their head over the sink in the morning, go like that, and it ended up ringlets everywhere, and they look like Kevin Keegan without having to do anything with it. Jane, There you go. Richarlison got his English citizenship. Congratulations. We share the pain. We absolutely do, Psycho. And I absolutely would, Kevin. Yes, because he's better than what we've got. So that's the only way I can put it, Kev. Yeah, absolutely I would. Yep. Logan's in with a super sticker. Big up to you, Logan. Thank you very much, mate. You don't have to do that, but big up to you, mate. Appreciate it. And Kevin says, I've only just started watching Cookie. What's the latest on Bentoncourt? All we know is he's not gone on the tour, Kev. So the only thing we can think, two things we can think of are that there's been a couple of inquiries for him, and perhaps a deal's further along the line for him to leave, or he's injured again. They're the only two things I can think of that it is. You know, so Cookie says, test the water. Bring on someone else for 5 minutes. I did put the link in the chat, Pete. I did put the link in the chat. But it's okay. Don't worry. We'll get through it and we'll reschedule another transfer show for another night, as there's still weeks to go of the window yet. Pete says, close stream, Richard. Pete, honestly, I just think it's YouTube, mate. Pissing about. I know Nigel's had problems with his mic in the past and the delay, but honestly, on this, since we've been doing this, I think we had one bum stream, and that was YouTube's fault, and none of the messages were coming through. But it is what it is, Pete. You'll have to put up with me. But Jolly Bicker says, Nige, why don't you speak without the headphones? Pass. He's probably just trying to get it all going, Jolly. Or Ollie, I should say. Madison has gone on the tour. Fair play. Fair play. I must have got confused with Madison and Bentoncourt, Kev. Sorry, mate. I do apologise. And absolutely, Gibbs White will give you goals. He can play 8-10 and off the right as well. I'll just put him in a 10, Andy, to be fair. I'll put him in a 10 and say Bruno and Fernandez. Feed him. Feed him. Feed them. Whatever. You know, so listen, if we can get Big Gibbs White in, then that's as good as gold. Pete's come in to do a check on if it's a stream or if it's Nige. You're very loud, Pete.
Let me try that. Any better?
Yeah, turn it down a bit more, mate.
Hold on. How's that?
You're still very loud.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. See, this is what I mean. Because I've turned mine up because people can't hear me. Can you not hear me now?
You are still quite quiet.
Yeah. I don't know. Perhaps Perhaps I've touched something on this thing. Who knows?
Okay.
I'll put it back up there anyway. Yeah, it's all right, Pete. I'm only going to run through the chat anyway because Nige will be fixing his stuff, making sure that he's all right for his next show. So you're still very loud to me though. But
oh mate, I'll jump out because I've got the dog woofing as well.
It's all right, mate. Thanks for popping on, Pete. Cheers for that.
Well,
you're clear
no
as a
worries,
bell,
mate.
by the way. You're clear as a bell. There you go.
Good man. Ta-da.
Ta-da, mate. Cheers, Pete.
Okay, shut up.
There you go. So it could be that the fault is at Nigel's end because Pete was clear as a bell there and very loud, by the way, and he had his volume turned down. Big up to Pete for popping on there. Madison is injury prone, Phil, isn't it? And this is the thing, you see. And we talk about getting a left winger, getting a striker. Me, I want 3 in, either 2 strikers or another 10. You know, I think we need another 10. It's all right saying Gallagher can play there, but I don't know, say Maddison's out for 10 games and Gallagher's the only one you've got. And then you're lumbered, aren't you? And this is where we talk about having the squad strong. But I understand that that will take time. But we still need first team players, players that come in straight away. There you go. Kev says Maddison. He's sitting next to Robertson on the plane. Interesting. Interesting. Listen, there's nothing to stop it happening, Tom. Because even though he got a wage rise, he's still within what we're doing at the moment. Morgan Gibbs White. It just depends on someone's got to find out what the new clause is in the contract. Someone's got to leak it so we can offer a penny more than whatever it is. But there you go. Yeah, Dad says Maddison's gone on side, but looking for a striker who plays in Portugal but can't remember his name, but he wants the move. Interesting. Yeah, I ask again, sorry if I missed your comment, Futures. Would the top 5 have taken Solanke and Richie in their squad? So why should we? I agree with you, Futures Bright. They've both got to go, mate. They've both got to go. I just got this feeling, yeah, Richie might go, but I don't think Solanke does. Just don't think he does. Let's hope Spurs move and do get him out and get to him. And Morgan Gibbs White. And a left winger. Andrew says, I wouldn't trust Solanke and Richie to herd sheep in New Zealand. Andy says he thinks Krupi could happen. But it will be towards the end of the window if it does. Gibbs White would be awesome, says Flex. I agree. Fills in the French connection, he says. PSG have other targets than Krupi, which are not for the likes of Spurs, such as Alacouche and Yann Diamonde. Interesting, Phil, interesting. Stevie says, we all know if City or Liverpool wanted Krupi, they'd put the money down that Bournemouth won. Job done. Very interesting. Loving the comments. Leslie's in. Big up to Leslie. Hope you're well, Les. Hope you're well, mate. Says Savio deal looking less likely, which is good news, apparently. City want closer to 80 million now. So what the bloody hell has he done since we started negotiations? Because he's very rarely played. What has he done to go from 60 million to 80 million? Let's make that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Inflation, people. You don't have to do anything. Inflation, prices rise. Just imagine. What can I say? Like a box of Jaffa cakes. You can't get a box of Jaffa cakes for £1 anymore. Not the real ones. Nearly £2 for a box of 10 Jaffa cakes. What's going on here? You know what I mean? So if a player was 30 mil, does that make him 60 mil? If he was 60 mil, is he now 120 mil? You know? Flick says he would jump on. But he's got his hands full. We don't want to know about your personal life, Flicks, please. and Flicks is saying he's not saying no to Gakpo. Me neither. Flicks, me neither. Listen, Dave, it's madness, isn't it? You've been going on about this geezer and bringing up his maps and whatever, right? And I just find it crazy, especially a club like Tottenham, that when there is a younger player out there that's doing the biz, we're normally on it. Do you know what I mean? But Arsenal have just swanned in there, mate. 38 million quid for Solis. Unbelievable. Yeah, and I agree with you there, Dave.
You know, he's after money that the players were linked with. And it just shows you, doesn't it, Dave, that the scouting isn't being, you know. But then again, Dave, I'll come back with that it looks like we're only looking for players that have played in the Premier League. Don't it? They're the players that we're bringing in. So, you know. Terry says Gakpo isn't a great player, but outside of Kudos, he's miles better than what we currently have. And this is why I don't understand why when these players are being mentioned, why wouldn't anyone say yes to most of them? Because they're better than what we've got. A lot of them, not saying every single one, but, you know, and we've sort of done a bit of work. We've got Fernandes in, we've got Tonali in, but at some stage you're going to need more. Even if them two are going to be your main men, you know. And I keep saying it's about a squad, and it's about having a squad of players that are united in doing what they're doing together, whether they get on the pitch or not. Yeah, but that they are available to go on that pitch and do the biz without the levels falling off. And that's what we've got to aspire to. We've got to get to the levels. It's not an overnight thing. For me now, it's all about making sure that when they're fit, he's got a decent first team. Because I don't think much more than that is going to happen, people. I honestly don't. Like I say, I'm worried about the left wing position. Because if we get one in, you know, that one gets injured, we're back to tail again. So, you know, it is what it is. Pete said hindsight is a wonderful thing. Reece Solanke, I remember the fan base in general celebrating the move. I still think he's got goals in him. Pete thinks, in the WhatsApp group as well, that Solanke with better service could be Spurs' saviour, or at least score quite a few goals next season. I'm not so sure, Pete. I'm not so sure. Craig Landers in. Big up, Craig. He says, evening, Cookie. Buzzing for the season. Got my tickets for the second home game v Everton. Taking my two kids. I believe we go big on a couple of attacking players. I hope so, Craig. I hope so, mate. Send Richie a Saudi to reunite with the Aussie Sheikh, says Terry Wright. And Kate says, hope Ange will come in for Solanke and Richie. You never know. You never know. Craig says he'd take Gakpo and Krupi all day. Restart the stream. Never. I'm not that technical, Futures Bright, to do stuff like that. If the sheriff was here now, you know, but I don't think it's as easy as just turning it off and turning it back on again. Dave says I'm loud and clear. There we go. I hope so. You Callie says sell Solanke and Richie. Absolutely. Out. Get them out. Flick says, Mark, I have to go. I'll definitely jump on your stream next week on a morning show. You'll be more than welcome, Flickmeister. More than welcome. Craig says, I'll keep Richie over Solanke. At least Richie pops up with goals. Let's have a look, yeah. Craig also says Rashford would be a huge upgrade. Now, listen, people, now that Craig's talked about Rashford, is it moving on now that, you know, if it's a Rashford that Spurs go and get, and I know he said he don't want to come here, just using him as an example. You know, where have we got to get to in the window for people to start sort of having to itch that scratch that maybe it's not going to be the window that we thought it's going to be? How far down the line do you go now without maybe another signing or forwards coming in or whatever? Dan, I'll put the link in if you're still about, mate. You're more than welcome to jump on if you can. I'll stick it in. I know I'm a bit behind. And listen, people in the chat, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. Camera on, unless we know you. Links in the bottom of the chat now for anyone who wants to jump on. Cyril says, all 6 of the players we have signed are from the Premier League. It's good we are getting Prem proven, but it just shows our scouting system is shit. I couldn't agree with you more, Cyril. I don't know what's going on. And the longer this sort of stuff is going on, it sort of almost makes it look surreal, like we've got ourselves in order, sorting the back out, sorting whatever you think about the Kinski situation. They've got defenders, they've got a couple of midfielders. I still think we need more midfielders, at least one, right? To sort of Gallagher's he'll be able to put him anywhere in those positions. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Excuse me 1 minute. I think that's better. No, it's not. Danley says, big up Cookie, big up to you. Dan, jump on, mate, if you want to, if you're still about. Terry says, Solanke is nowhere near good enough. 1 season wonder. Gibbs White partner has posted on her Instagram account they are moving and they keep mentioning London. And he has changed agents. Interesting. Very interesting, Daz. You'd take Grealish on loan for the season. Listen, a player like Jack Grealish, mate, I will... he's had his injury problems. I don't think you'll ever see him at Spurs, Daz, to be fair. I'll be surprised now, but, you know, he is the type of player that I wanted at Spurs because he gets you up the field, Daz. He's got a bit of something about him, hasn't he? But he's got injured, I believe, a couple of times last season for Everton. Whether he's going to stay or not, who knows? Who knows, mate? Yeah, there's the link for anyone who wants to jump on. It's still there. Scotty says Rashford is what we need. The way it's going, Scott, listen, I'm getting to the point where if that's the road they're going down, just go and do it and get it done. You know, because it always bothers me when clubs haven't got players in and the tour's ready to go, or they've left already, or they're going tomorrow, whenever it is. You know, it bothers me, mate. And I just can't understand the mentality. And again, I know there's a lot that needs to be done, in and out. Right? But the sooner you get it all done, the better. It's not like the window open whenever it was and you can't do business before that day. You can get deals set up before then, which was probably the case with some of the deals that happened very early on in the transfer window for Spurs. You know? So, look, we can only wait and see what happens. We know what we need. You know, we can't go into another season without a left winger. I'm sorry, but we can't. Kevin says, Cookie. Both Solanke movement and technique in front of goal is poor. And Richarlison should have gone 2 years ago. Very poor. Kev, they're both wank, mate. Honestly, I can't be... I've been banging this drum for so long, mate. For so long. And don't get me wrong, Kev, I know we needed players all over the gaff. Right? I see what De Zerbi's trying to do. Sort the defence, sort the midfield. But now he's got whatever it is, 5-6 weeks. And the longer time goes on, you know, whether you think that they're Prem proven or not and they can just walk into their team and do whatever,
maybe. But I'm just one of them people that think, you know what you need, go and deal with it. You've told us you've got the money to go and deal with it. So get some of the chaff out, yeah, and let's get some proper wheat in. You know what I mean? That's just where I am with it, Kev. Terry says the forward situation is ridiculous. And how Richie is still at this club is beyond comprehension. Terry, I'm with you, mate. I don't know. I don't know what to say, mate. I don't know what to say. To me, it looks like with some of the things that RDZ said, that, in his conferences and that, I don't think Solanke's going anywhere. I really don't. Right, Richie may well go if they can offload him, and maybe they'll get one in and a left winger, and they think that'll be enough for this season. And to be fair, if they've got 10 in or 9 or 10 in, whether there's the fault that, but we know we needed a left winger, we know we needed a striker, we know we probably need another number 10, and we know we probably still need a right winger. They're going to come out and say, well, we've signed 8, 9, 10 players, what do you want? What do you want? We've said we'll spend money, and we have. That is what will be the answer. Rather than, you've got the money now, you've told everyone you've got the money, go and get 3 more players that walk into this first team. Because they can't use it as an excuse no more. And I think someone put in the chat earlier, the scouting is shit. I think it's always been shit. And they're going Prem-proven because they ain't got to look that far. Have they? They haven't got to look that far. And, it's getting concerning for me now. It's getting concerning. And then if I jump on tomorrow and we've bought a couple of forwards and a left winger, I'll say, whoop, I was getting worried. I was wrong. And then we can talk about who they've bought in and whether they're shit or not. Or whether they're an upgrade. Big up to Richard. Hope you're well, Richard. Evening, just joined. You've probably mentioned this already, so my apologies. You never have to apologise on here, Richard, by the way. But no striker is going to better than we already have unless we sort out left wing and right wing. Come on, you Spurs. Listen, I've got to say that we've got to get a decent left winger in, because otherwise all you're going to get next season is Kudos getting man marked out of games again. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, teams go to where the threat is. They know Kudos is a threat. 2 or 3 geezers round him. Super Steve's joined us. Steve, how are you, mate?
Good evening, mate. You all right?
Yep, I'm all good, Steve. Thank you very much. Listen, mate, you've obviously been listening to the old convo. I hope you're well, mate, by the way. What are your thoughts on, with how far we're into the window, what we've done, and are you concerned at all about left winger, right winger, forwards, number 10, and so on?
Yeah, I mean, have we got echo?
Not to me, you haven't. But
Oh, sounds like that. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's been okay. I mean, there's been a bit of a difference up there with some of the players we brought in and that. So we sorted out our defence and midfield. But like you've been saying, the forward line needs a massive overhaul. We saw that yesterday in the game. Our strikers, I know it's like MK Dons, but they just did nothing. Our strikers yesterday. Solanke or Richarlison. So. I think we do need upgrades in the forward lines, but it's getting a bit worrying, isn't it? Because what are we, 4 weeks away from start of season there?
Something like that, mate. 4 to 5 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a little bit concerning, because obviously you've got to get these players in and adapting really, really quickly, hit the ground running, isn't you? So,
yeah.
but yeah. So, But
Tom's put in the chat here, Steve. You know, if we did get 3 in, right, and it was for argument's sake, like Steve's put here, like Tom's put here, sorry, Savio, Morgan Gibbs White, and Vlahovic,
yeah,
right? Are you like, well, hang on a minute then, we've made, I don't know what it'll be, 10, 11 signings? If we get another 3 in, is it? Something like that. I think we signed 7 or 8 already, haven't we?
yeah, 6, I think. Have we got 6 in?
So,
Yeah.
so that'd be 9, right?
Yeah.
If someone said to you now, Steve, Savio, Morgan Gibbs White, and Vlahovic are coming in tomorrow, right? And
Yep.
that is going to be it for the window, no more, right? Would you be happy with what has been assembled for the start of the season?
Well, if De Zerbi wants those forwards, then yeah, you know what I mean? They can't be club signings. If De Zerbi says, I want these 3 players, get them in, and we get them in, you've got to give them hats off, haven't you? But
Yeah,
it's you know, 9 players in, that's pretty much the first 11, the first 11, plus you've got like Madison. Although if Madison's going to be becoming captain, he's going to be starting most weeks anyway, isn't he? So, yeah, so you'll have like, you'll also have like Madison, Gallagher, Kudos. You know, you'll have a really good sort of squad then. You'll have a first 11 and you'll have quality on the bench as well. So,
fair play.
So yeah, I'd be happy with that. But then I think we'd be sitting here for the next 6 months going, well, what's the next then? Who are you going to get in next?
Yeah. And like I said, Steve, I understand that De Zerbi is just trying to get first team players in as such now. I think whoever comes in now, that's to do with wingers and forward line, that they've got to be players that are going to go straight into the first team. Now, what level of player, like I said in yesterday's show and many other shows, what you might think is a good player, Steve, I might not, or vice versa. At the end of the day, like you just said, it's not us buying them, but to do these shows, we've got to put names out there of who we would like, maybe, or not necessarily who we may like, but who we may think would fit a De Zerbi system the best, because apparently he's asking for the players, he's in charge. So, I mean, we can put the names out there, Steve, at the end of the day, but whether they're what Roberto De Zerbi's looking at or not is a different question, isn't it?
Oh yeah, massively, 100%. But I'd like to think that obviously it seems like De Zerbi is having a say on some of these players coming in. But what they need to do is they need to stick with De Zerbi. So if we have rough periods, which we probably will do, we'll probably have topsy-turvy moments next season. But they need to stick with him and they need to keep backing him, because over the last 3 years, last 3 years when Ange came in, we've got Ange players, we've got Frank players. Do you know what I mean? They had Conte players left over for them. So it's been such a mismatch of managers, and different players have come in to fit their style. And now we're just left with like, you know, square pegs and round holes, aren't we? With some of our players. So it looks like they're starting to change their momentum and actually get rid of these players. You know, I think we've sold players that have massed about £103 million or something. I think when the money's paid, it's like 103 million we've made from selling players so far.
Yeah.
And that's before Romero's gone out the door. But did you see Nigel's video earlier where he said Bentancur and Sarr are having an extended period of time off, and then they said, but if the right offer comes in for Bentancur, we'll listen to it. So is Bentancur in his plans? I don't know.
No, and this is what I mean. It'll take time for us to find out. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we just need to, like, they need to say, right, if they're backing this manager, they need to stick with this manager for the 5 years and then keep backing him, and then that'll only be good for us. But we can't keep, like, say, get rough periods and they pull the trigger and then you're left with deserving star players, and then a new manager comes in, and you have to completely go back to the drawing board again. So,
Yeah.
look, so far they've said we're going to spend money, and they have. So,
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Future's bright, and someone else put something, I believe. People forget that the squad is bloated. Did mention that earlier. Futures and needs trimming. I think it needs more than trimming. Futures. I think it needs culling. 1 game a week. 1 game a week. Get rid of the shit while you can. Get it out the door. Just get rid of it. We've got 1 game a week. How big does his squad need to be? 20 players plus whatever. 20 senior players will get him through next season. Say 22, 1 for each position. Right,
isn't the squad 26?
And a
Isn't
couple
the squad
of cup
26?
matches. Say that
26?
again?
I think the squad's 26 you can have, isn't it?
26, yeah, something
think.
like that.
Something
So,
like that, yeah.
Again, I understand if Spurs are going to be doing what they're doing with their money over the next few years, yeah, then I get that we've got to get rid of certain players that have been here years.
Yeah.
Let me put it like that. I'm not talking about the youth. What they do with the youth, whether they sell them, whether they loan certain players out, that's fine. But there are still players here at this football club, yeah, that shouldn't be here anymore. Right? And until we start getting rid of those players, we're going to keep going round and round in circles. Now, De Zerbi has said, Steve, there's 9 or 10 players out of what he saw. Yeah, that could be 11 or 12, by the way. But that he saw in the games that he was involved in last season that he would want at the club, and the rest can go. What do you say to that, Steve?
Yeah, well, I think we could all understand the players that we want gone. Romero being one of them. I think to be honest with you, I think Romero's going. Ricario will go. I think you may see Pat Matasar go. I think you'll probably see Bentancur go as well. But the thing is, as well, with Kulusevski, for example, now we don't know when Cooley's coming back, if he's coming back. But if there's any inkling that he ain't going to come back, you just got to rip his contract up. I know it's going to be ruthless and a sad way for him to get. You just got to rip the contract up and get him out.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a squad place taken up with someone that's not going to play any football. Because they apparently come out and said he'll be fit for the first half of the season. Well, that's August to December, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Steve. I get what you're saying.
So, but I agree with you. You just got to get rid of these players that are surplus to requirements now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Echo. That was at what was that? 8:51. Oh well, it's definitely your end cookie. Pete saying, Pete, I wouldn't know what to do, mate. I'll have a look at my settings afterwards. And I'll get Nigel or the sheriff to jump on for 10 minutes and see if we can sort it out. Perhaps I've inadvertently pressed something, mate, that I shouldn't have done, and something's changed, but I'll have a look at it, Pete. I'll have a look at it, mate. Yeah, it's weird because Steve's coming through loud and you're all saying that I'm coming through quiet. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll speak to the lad, see what I can sort out. Justice for Nige, Scott says it wasn't his problem. It's Cookie's stream. Yeah, I think it is the stream, mate. I don't even think it's me. I think it's don't know if it's YouTube or what it is. Steve's got an echo. Yeah, I thought he did a little bit. Sorry, people. I do apologise. Scott says, Steve, you need to whisper so we won't all blow out our eardrums.
Sorry.
Justice for Nige, says Jamie. There we go. Unbelievable. Get smashing the light for Cookie. Being the boss. that he is, and just ride him through it. I'm doing my best, Nigel. I hope you get sorted out in the stuff that you didn't have to sort out in the first place because it weren't nothing to do with you by the look of it. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'll speak to you in a bit, Nigel. We'll see what's happening. Anthony's in. Big up to Anthony. Hope you're well, Anthony. Tom says he likes an echo. There you go. Big up, Tom. And Anthony said, big up Cookie and Steve, I meant to say. Hit that like button. Yeah, smash that like button, people. Where are we? Look, I've got to have a look. I haven't looked tonight because 63 likes. Wow. You people are flying out there. But to the people that haven't hit the like button and subscribed to the 2 marks, make sure you do, people. We're on every day. Well, when Cookie manages to get up in the morning, that is. Sorry about that, people. I do apologise again.
I have to give big respect to Andy Robertson. Though. Do you see his interview today? Or his,
No, I haven't seen it, Steve. Tell us about it, mate.
regarding his shirt number, obviously he was when he was at Hull he was 26, and then obviously at Liverpool he was 26.
Yeah.
And then obviously when he came to Tottenham, we knew that the 26 hadn't been used since Ledley King retired in 2012.
Yeah.
So he said, out of respect, I'm not going to use that. So he's gone for the number 3, which I think was Traditions number. But the number 3 is his number for Scotland, and it means a lot to him for taking the number 3 shirt. So much respect to him for not taking the 26, because he could have kicked up a fuss and said I'm 26 all the way. But out of respect for Ledley, he's not taking that number. So yeah, big respect to him, though. Although he was sat next to Marathon on the plane and didn't look very happy. So.
But fair play to him, no? That's what he's come out and said, Steve. Fair play to him, mate. Fair play. Ledley will always be the main man of the modern day. Obviously, going back further, it was Super Glenn, as everyone knows. But if there was 2 blokes that I've been lucky to witness that can play football in my lifetime, it's Glenn Hoddle and obviously a ball-playing centre-back in Ledley King. And 2 fantastic players that I would say surely every Spurs fan must agree with those 2 players being absolute gods of White Hart Lane.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't concur, then I don't know. Trev's in. Big up, Trev. Ain't seen you for a while, mate. You've been a busy bee, I reckon. Hope you're well, Trev. Nice to see you in. Big up, mate. He says he's really pleased with Spurs' window so far, and so you should be. Trev, I think up until the Tonali signing, everything was all very rosy in the garden. I think some Spurs fans now are getting itchy feet, Trev. The word's out there, mate, that it's been a few weeks, and every time we're getting mentioned with a player, they don't want to come to us, or bigger clubs are looking at them, and whatever. So we'll see, Trev, what occurs. Like we say, I think there's plenty to do with the players going outside as well. It's a big factor over the next 6 weeks of what happens. Because like I say, what's the point of having 35, whatever it is, 26 in your squad? You've got to have a couple of youngsters that you're going to bring through. We've seen one friendly. Luca Williams-Barnett looks tidy. You've got Byfield, I believe, and there's another name that came out today. Was it Hardy? Played.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, young 18-year-old. Hang on, I'm trying to get Mia in. Hold on. Here we go. Mia's in as well.
How you doing?
How you doing, Mia? You all right?
Yeah, I can hear an echo on my side now as well.
It's got to be the stream.
Yeah.
It's got to be the stream. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that's okay.
It is what it is. Mia, how are you with the window so far? Do you think all's rosy in the Tottenham camp?
I would probably rate it a 5 so far.
Okay.
And if it finished tomorrow,
I would still rate it a 5.
okay. How concerned are you, Mia, about the winger and the forward situation at Spurs?
After watching yesterday, very concerned because I do think we do need some goal scorers.
Okay, yeah.
I think that when you watch Dominic Solanke, he wasn't all that, and then Richie was probably equally as bad when he come on the pitch.
Yeah, I get it. A much more senior team was out in the first half, both of you yesterday, and it seemed like second half it was pretty much Richarlison and the kids that came out for the second half. Did you see much difference between the more senior players playing in the first half than the younger ones playing in the second?
Can I just say, Richie and the Kids sounds like some sort of band that you don't want to be part of.
Well, I don't, but yeah, go on, whoever wants to go.
I think with the first half we were more controlled. I felt like there was more control to the game, where the second half I think the youngsters did go for it a bit more. And while we were a bit more attacking, the stats even show you it as well. Because I watched it and thought that, but when I looked at the stats this morning, they had more chances. They were a bit more defensive in the first half, and we sort of had to try and break them down a bit more, and it was a bit more controlled. Where the second half, it was a bit more crazy, like a bit more back and forth. In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Fair play, Mia. I've only seen bits and pieces of it, to be honest with you. So I'm relying on your two's knowledge of this. Steve, did you happen to see yesterday's game?
Yeah, I agree with Mia. I think the first half was a bit more controlled, wasn't it? With because who did we have in centre back for the first half? Was it Davis and someone else? I think. Well, I don't know, but yeah, I thought it was a bit controlled. But like Mia said, second half it was a bit more backwards and forwards and stuff. I have to say, Williams Barnett was just outstanding yesterday. I know it's against Taylor, but if we're to believe. If we believe what they're going to say about him sticking around and being involved in the first team, I just hope he gets developed in the right way and not just chucked in when we have problems and stuff like that. So I just hope he gets the right development under Zerbi this time, because I don't want another Gray or Bergvall situation where they're relied on week in, week out. You know what I mean? It ain't going to help their development. We need to get away from that. So. But yeah, it was okay. I don't agree with this whole going over to Auckland or wherever it is where they're going to right now. I think that's just stupid. I know it's commercial and it's money related, but I think it's really, really stupid for them to be travelling that well out for a few games, and they're playing Chelsea out there. I mean, what's that about? Really?
Joe, what I would say to that is that you've got to understand as well, this gives an opportunity for fans abroad to go and see the team.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I think that we take for granted that we can get a ticket in the UK and go and see our team whenever we want, but they don't. So I do understand it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair play, Mia. Yeah, I get it. We're also joined this evening by the one and only Danalist TV. How are you, Dan?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Cookie, Steve. What's going on with this echo?
I don't know, mate. I don't know if it's a stream, if it's the stream or what, Dan. I've got no idea, mate.
It's terrible.
I do apologise if it's at my end. I just don't know what I can do about it. I'm looking on here and there's just nothing that's. I don't touch none of it. You see, it's just set and. It's been like that for the last 18 months, so I don't know.
Yeah, big up chat. Hope everyone's okay.
I'm going to jump off, guys. I could only be on for a few minutes, but I will try and pop on tomorrow morning if I can.
Yeah, no worries, Steve.
I just want to pop on and just make sure that you manage to get some sleep early, guys.
Yeah, I won't be late to bed tonight, Steve. Don't worry about that, mate.
See you later, Steve.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Coming on, mate.
Have a good one, yeah. Take care, guys.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
Cookie?
mate. Yes, mate.
Pause yourself, or you not pause it, but you mute yourself.
Right, hold on. This one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I
I'm
think you've got
muted.
two. Yeah, that's not echoing now. So yeah, what you need to do,
Can't hear
Cookie.
anyone now.
Yeah, mute yourself. Unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah, you're unmuted now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
I'm
back
unmuted.
echoing. I think you've got two StreamYards running. Have you got two running on your laptop or computer?
No, I've only got no. No, because when I start a stream, I always make sure that there's nothing up the top at all. Only StreamYard Studio.
Have you
I don't
have you
know.
tried coming in and going out again?
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
When you've come in and out again, have you tried? Oh no, you can't, can you? I was just thinking.
No,
It-
no.
It's
Listen,
difficult. Yeah.
if it's that bad, we'll wrap up because I don't want to put anyone's ear holes out.
No, I was just looking at for some solutions for you, Cookie. I think, I mean, it's annoying, but when you're not talking, if you mute yourself, it doesn't echo.
Right. Okay.
I know it's annoying. You don't have to do that. This is your channel, mate. So you do what you think. I'm happy to continue, mate. No problem.
Yeah. I mean, if you're all right, that's fine. But yeah, as you all well know, I'm not very thingy with computers, and I really don't want to press the wrong thing. The only thing I can think of is that obviously Lisa's got her own thing on this computer. She has to log into her thing to get in. And I'm wondering if I've switched over where Lisa has been on looking at something and I haven't knocked her YouTube off.
Have you? Yeah, maybe. Have you gone into the settings and enabled echo cancellation?
Let me have a look, mate.
Just try it. If not, we'll just crack on. Otherwise, we're just wasting time.
Yeah, no. Settings. Hang on, see what just wait there a minute. Settings.
Audio,
With me, people.
and then it's you'll be able to blue tick it. Echo cancellation.
Right, can't see anything on now about echo cancellation.
So you've got camera, audio, visual effects, hotkeys. Can you see that list?
No.
And then under audio, mic, speaker, echo cancellation.
Hang on, let me press this one. Right, say that again, Dan. I've on the right bit now.
Okay, so go into audio under
Yeah.
settings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can see mic, speaker, and then you've got echo cancellation. Is that ticked or not?
It is now, it wasn't.
Okay, let's try it. No, it's still It's still doing it, but
Yeah, that's fine.
don't worry, we'll carry on.
Is it okay? What about if I press one? Is that any better?
What did you do?
Reduce mic background noise.
No. It's just a fault, man. Don't worry about it. This happens sometimes, doesn't it? You know, it's not perfect. We're not professionals, are we, at the end of the day?
No, I do apologise to everyone.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to try and help. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, Dan, you come in, try to help out. Thanks for that, mate. I do appreciate it. Where are you at with the window? And then perhaps Mia can come in and counter argument if she thinks any different.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I've got to be honest. I mean, you know, we've done a couple of shows in the last week, and it's the same old conversations, isn't it? What's going on with the strikers? What's going on? No one really knows. You know, ideally, we would want them in now for the tour, pre-season, get used to the team, integrated and all that. But this seems to be an issue, doesn't it? And I don't think we really know the truth. Maybe it is a bloated squad. Maybe they can't shift out with Richarlison. Maybe they can't get the targets they want. The other clubs are not playing ball. Could be a number of reasons. But I don't have the excuse that there's no one out there, because there are plenty of good strikers out there. It's just about, you know, with the recruitment team going out there and buying the best player, which will suit the De Zerbi system. I do think we'll bring one in, or maybe two. But as fans, we're impatient, aren't we? Not everyone, but myself, I'm very impatient. and I just want them players in ASAP, and then we can start, seeing what it looks like. Because let's be honest, those forward players we got, it doesn't, it's not going to do it, is it? It's disappointing. And if they spent all this money across the team, and then once it gets up front and we can't finish games off, can't take the chances, can't score the goals, it's going to be like, well, what could have been? I know it's early, the window's not shut. That's the only good thing. The window's not shut. There's still time. But I just hope the club sort it out and get a couple in, and then we'll all be debating if they're good enough, aren't they? Afterwards. But hey, let's see what happens.
Anything you want to disagree with there, Mia, at all?
No, I think that the thing is we can only wait and see, right, and hope that they are going to do it, because it has been rumoured that we will be getting 2 more. Like, it seems like that's the number that seems to be going around a lot. And someone like Paul O'Keefe, who's probably mostly trusted in what he said, he did say that we will be getting 2. I think that you see other aggregators saying the same sort of thing. So I think that is the case. I do believe it's the case. I feel like the Savinho deal's gone on for so long. I don't want to hear that man's name again in my life, I swear.
I'm getting sick of it, to be honest.
I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him already. Because I just feel like if it's dragging on this long, walk away and go to somebody else, because this is ridiculous.
Totally agree.
Like, I really feel like it's ridiculous. Yeah. So I do think we're going to get a winger, and I feel like we're going to get somebody who can play across the front of the pitch. I feel like that's what we're looking at. But who? I feel like we're trying to get Prem proven. So I think the options, if that is the case, are probably more limited. So we might have to go elsewhere, because I don't think originally that's what De Zerbi wanted. I think he wanted Prem proven. Yeah. But so be it if we have to go abroad, because at this rate, we're not going to have anybody, and we can't not have anybody.
Is it a case of everyone knows that maybe... Obviously, Spurs have got money to spend, but they're pricing their players up at unrealistic prices, and maybe that is what's happening to Spurs now, because apparently we're the only main suitors for Savinho. We've put up the most money so far of 3 or 4 clubs that were interested, but from what I'm hearing, Man City are moving the goalposts all the time, and every time we get close to a deal, they want another 5 million, and then whatever. They're talking 80-odd million. Don't know whether that's euros or pounds, but either way, north of 70 million. So, I mean, I don't know where you guys are on it now. I mean, you know me, and I've backed this Savio deal all the way through. I've wanted him from day one. But I am getting like Mia now, where, do you know what? I don't give a toss if it's Savio, whoever it is. Just get it done. Get it done. Action speaks louder than words. If you don't want him, or you do want him, like I said earlier, you say, right, Tottenham go to Man City tomorrow morning and say, we are willing to pay this. These are the terms of the deal. This is our last offer. Yeah, better than anything we've offered you before. 3 days. Let us know within 3 days. Either yes or no. And that's it. And move on. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, I'm not fussed about Savinho, to be honest. I'm not really that fussed. He hasn't got the output. Very expensive for a player that doesn't produce many goals and assists. And there's a comment in the chat. Let's see who it was. Hold on a second. It says, who was it now? Leslie. Leslie says, it says a lot when there's not other clubs chasing him. You know, I just want Spurs to go in and sign a couple of forwards. Now, we take a massive risk going in to the season with Solanke and Richarlison up front. Massive, massive risk. De Zerbi will soon find out that he won't be able to do what he needs to do if that's going to be the case. And I'm sure he is pushing the club to sign someone, but I don't know who it is. I don't know who's on their list. There's Krupi, but that's gone quiet now. I heard Bournemouth don't want to sell him. It's a lot of money for a young player, 19 years old. I don't know. I think they're really struggling with this forward line, and I think many teams who have good forwards, they don't want to lose them, do they? Goals cost money. This is the thing, isn't it? So they're going to have to pay over the odds for a proven goal scorer. And when we went over at the show yesterday, Cookie, it was a bit of a struggle in the end. Nobody could agree on who'd be the best fit. Everybody preferred this one and that one. And then there was the whole question about making sure that there's a forward that kind of suits De Zerbi's football. I get that as well. So it can't be any old one. And then there's the whole thing is that we don't, and the club and the fans, they don't want us to waste money on forwards what are not going to be good enough. So it's so many different things about this, isn't it? But it's just frustrating, isn't it, from a fan point of view, that you just want them in there, and then we can really, really look forward to next season. Because if we don't bring in any forwards in, it's going to be. I'm not going to have much expectation, to be honest, if we don't bring those forwards in. Because who's going to score the goals? We will score goals because of De Zerbi's football is going to be better, but we won't be able to really, really push on without top quality up front.
Yeah, I get that. Mia, any comment on that? Is she there?
Sorry. Yeah, my screen. I was doing something else on my screen because I'm getting in trouble with my son. He's telling me off. Yeah, I think that Dan's right. I think that we do need forwards, absolutely. We saw, like I said earlier, yesterday, although it's the beginning of the pre-season, Solanke wasn't good enough, and Richie just enjoyed eating grass. So, I mean, we do need better than that. Like, the ball just bounces off that guy. It's ridiculous. Like, my dogs could do better. So, I think that is something that we do definitely need to address. And now we've got rid of Lancashire as well, which is interesting because a lot of people thought that he would be hanging around to possibly be playing, getting some minutes. I feel like that is important, but it is difficult because the striker market is a little bit dry. It is a very difficult one to try and get a striker out of a club, exactly like what Dan said. I would go for Mamouche. I would test the waters with City with him rather than Savinio, personally. But I don't know if he is for sale. But they've got so many players that you think they're asking for a replacement for Savinio before we get him. I don't really know what replacements they want, but I'm expecting that they obviously will want to take a look at him because now they've got another manager that they might not be as willing to sell. But I would go for test the waters with someone like him. A bit older, a bit more experienced as well, scores goals.
Yeah. Mia, I've got a question for you. How would you feel if we went into the season without any other forwards coming in? Is it going to kind of dampen your expectations? Because I'm sure you probably really got on, like, the optimism like many fans did with, looking forward to the season, spending a lot of money. How will you feel if we went into the next season with Solanke and Richarlison up front?
So I predicted between 9th and 7th without the strikers. Okay. So I still think that is possible because I do think that the way that we play also did hamper some of our goal scoring, because I think that Thomas Frank didn't go out to actually win games of football. So whilst they need a lot of chances, and I think Richie does, I believe that we can get goals. I do think we can get goals. So I do think it's possible for us to get between 9th and 7th. I don't think that's too high an expectation. If we get good strikers, I'm looking at 6th, 5th. I think that's where I would say. Because the thing is, the season's unpredictable, but we've got one game a week. So there's nothing to say that if we've got good strikers in, that we can't aim that little bit higher to be up in the league. But I'm not going crazy with my expectations, to be fair.
Yeah, sounds sensible. Yeah,
I get that. I just don't want to see these two numpties in our team anymore. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I don't think it matters who you put behind them. Yeah, they will create more chances, maybe. Yeah, they may score a couple of goals a season more than what they do now. But honestly, if Spurs are buying the players that they're playing, buying the players that they have so far this season, especially with the last two that have come in, like I said, with all the promises and everything else, let's see what happens because I'd like to hear some names from people. Daryl's put Ivan Toney short term. I mean, I don't know what sort of dough he's on over in Saudi, wherever it is that he's playing. I don't know if he wants to come back to the Premier League. Would he come back to Tottenham and take I don't know, 200 grand wage cut? He's probably on about 400 grand a week, tax free. Yeah, you know what I mean. Apparently, all his tax stuff for over there is sorted for this season already. It's already dealt with. So Ivan Toney might be one that for maybe not serious money they could get back in if he's depending on whether he would take a wage cut on it or not. I don't know. What would you guys say to Ivan Toney?
You can't turn a player like that down, really, can you? We've got such a lack of quality up front. Toney makes sense. I think he can do a job for a season. Yeah, you know, bringing others into play, hold the ball up, score goals. He's a good player. How old is he now, Toney? Is he 32? Something like that, maybe a bit older?
No, I don't think he's as old as that, is he? Is he maybe just 30 now? I don't know. You could be right, Dan.
I don't know. Let me look it up. I'll look it up. But yeah, it's a good idea. But you know that deal could have been done ages ago, right? Because it's just about going out and getting him in it. Really, you know, couldn't be that difficult.
I think his wages are 400k a week. So I don't know if we would really be paying that.
It's like most players that went over there, Mia. Whenever they come back, if they ever decide to, they're going to have to take pay cuts. I think most of them. Wouldn't you not say?
Or they might not want to come back and just not take the pay cut.
Well, there is that. Yeah, but for the ones that did want to come back to the Premier League, perhaps they thought their game had improved or whatever.
He's only 30, guys. He's only 30. So yeah, get a couple of seasons out of him, can't you?
Couple of years out of Ivan Toney, surely.
Yeah, if he looks after himself. Yeah.
There you go. Now, mind you, that would mean we'd have Tonali in midfield, Toney up front, both like a punt. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine the names that will be invented with them two in our team? Oh, my word.
We need something, Cookie, innit? We need something to kind of give us a bit of a lift. You know, I know the pre-season started and there's a couple of easy games, isn't it, in Australia, New Zealand. Where are we playing Chelsea? Are we playing Chelsea in that part of the world? Are we? Are we picking up?
I have to help you out on that, Dan.
Mia, do you know?
7 games.
We're playing in. I think is it Sydney we're playing them.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, from what I remember off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
That's a tasty one.
There's a name for you. Thiago at Brentford.
Not sure about Thiago.
Do we need a bully boy type of forward up front? Or is Solanke, or could you not be, as Solanke's a bit of a lump, could he not be that fella and you do go and buy that diminutive type?
He's not horrible enough, is he, Solanke, Cookie? He ain't got that part of in his game. He's not horrible enough, Solanke. He's too nice. It's too nice, isn't he?
I suppose there is that part to it, or he seems to be anyway. Yeah, he seems to be.
Doesn't have that. He doesn't have that drive, that motivation. That I just watch him, and I just don't know if he's got it really. Solanke. Yeah, he can score goals, but it's got to be kind of laid on the plate with him, really, doesn't it? He's not the sort of guy who's going to score goals out of nowhere, and like Kane used to do. There's many strikers out there who can just score, go out of nowhere. He's not that player, is he?
No, doesn't. No. Oh, yeah, I'll give you that, Dan. Yeah, he's not that type of player. Anyone come to your mind, Mia, when we're talking about left wingers and strikers that maybe not necessarily that you would, I don't know, pick as your favourite player to go in there, but from what you know of how Roberto De Zerbi wants to play, is there a left winger out there that fits in at Spurs? Is there a, I don't know, like you say, a false nine or someone like that, you know, to do that job at Tottenham that is out there?
I did say Gakpo, because I think Gakpo's a good one. Someone mentioned it today in my chat and said someone from Brighton, but I can't think of their name now. But it was like it's a funny name, but I can't think of their name. They said that because obviously they know De Zerbi. So there is a few options I think out there. Probably we've got more chance of getting a left winger than a striker, or to get somebody who can play across the front three. Because I think that the out and out striker market is definitely more tricky. Because Krupi isn't really an out and out striker.
No.
And that's obviously a lot of money and a bit of a risk for a youngster, but he's not really what you're looking for because he's not an out and out striker in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
They talk about Cookie that they're looking for a forwards who can play across the line, multiple positions. They're not looking for a number 9 unless Richarlison goes. That's what I've heard.
Right.
We're looking
Fair
for a
play.
left winger. That hasn't changed. Tell's going to be kept along. I think he's not going anywhere. De Zerbi wants him to improve, step up next season. And then we look at, I mean, it's getting desperate, isn't it? And I look at like Williams Barnett. Is he going to have a part to play next season? Because we're getting
think he'll be
desperate,
in the
aren't we, in
squad.
the attacking way? In the attacking sense, we just haven't got it. Wilson's injured. I don't rate him particularly anyway. We've got Maddison. We just hope he's going to keep fit. Kudos. I hope he'll be back at the start of the season. Then you've got Kulusevski, we don't know. Xavi's not back till next year. We've got definitely a lack of creativity. You know, if we lose someone like a Maddison, we're a bit in trouble, aren't we, really? Because
Again,
he's
yeah,
very
we
key
are,
to
mate.
us. He's very key to
agree.
us, Maddison.
I agree. Listen, our Dutch inside ITK is in the house. Jessica, listen, I'll tell you what, Jessica, I wouldn't say no to none of these. Right, that's just me. Right, I literally was reading your comment as Dan was speaking then. I'd take any of them. They're all better than what we've got. All of them for me. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Musa from Feyenoord, 40 mil. Maximum. Vlahovic on a free, which he still is. And let me tell everyone keeps banging on about his bloody wages and what he earns. It's already been stated that Juventus offered him half the money to stay where he was, right? Sorry, let me rephrase that. He would stay at Juventus for half the money that he was on, which would have been about 200 grand a week. Juventus offered 140 grand and then budged, I think, 250 grand. And that was it. And that was why he hasn't re-signed for them. He will come to Spurs, if offered, on a free for between 150 and 200 grand a week. Whether you think he's good enough or not, like Dan was saying earlier, everyone's got different opinions, is a different matter. Is he better than what we've got? Fuck me, yeah. Trust me, he is. Right? Morgan Gibbs-White, we've all been speaking about that. 60, 70, 80 million quid, whatever it takes. Go and do it, slam dunk it, get him in. And Marmoush, for me, in and out at City. But before he got to City bought him, everyone was looking. You know, all of those are no-brainers for me, Jessica. Guys, I'll let you take over. I don't know what you think.
Do you want to go first, Maya?
I think that Vlahovic, I'm not sure about him. I don't know if he suits what we want. As I already said, I really like Mamouche. Like, he's somebody that I do really like, and I would definitely get. I think that the one from Musa from Feyenoord is obviously a risk, but obviously if there's nobody else, like I just said, you want to go and get someone, but maybe not somebody who's played at Feyenoord. I think that we need somebody who's maybe a bit more experienced in other league, like another, I don't know, like I can't explain, but like some leagues, obviously you think they've done it there, will they be able to do that here?
Yeah.
So that would obviously be my concern.
Yeah, before you answer, Dan, Daniel, I've got to say, as much as I do like Savio, and I've explained to you why I don't need to say it all again, and admittedly, his output is poor. But if you said to me, Do you fancy Mitoma on the wing? Yeah, that is another step from Savio. 100% agree with you. Can Spurs get him? Do Spurs want him at whatever he is? 29 is he now? I don't know, but yeah.
Cookie.
All day long, Daniel. I'd take
Cookie,
Mitoma.
I've been called, mate. I've got to go, but
All right, mate.
I'll
Thanks,
try
Dan.
and jump. I'll try and jump back on. Yeah, if you're
You're
still
welcome.
running.
See you
All right,
soon.
mate.
Take care. Bye, mate. Yeah, Mia. What? I don't know. What do you think of Mitoma?
I think that he doesn't want to leave, so I don't know, because I think he did say that he wants to stay. So I'm not sure he's gettable. Although I do like him. I do really like him as a player.
Well, here's another one. Simon's come in and he said, would you take Ferran Torres for Romero? Wrong person to ask there. Well, you can ask me, Simon. I don't know what Mia's response would be to that. Ferran Torres for Romero. Well, we'll ask her. Ferran Torres for Romero, Mia.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
World Cup winner?
Listen, I did say that actually, when it comes to Romero, it's not. I'm not sentimental in that way. So if he needs to go, he needs to go, and I think he does, because I think there's too much water under the bridge, and I think he wants to leave. So that means that he needs to get gone. As much as, like, obviously, I'm going to miss seeing his beautiful face.
Of course, Mia. Of course. Plenty of suggestions coming in. Romero and Alvarez for 90 million.
I don't know
about that. Cool, I'd love Alvarez at Spurs. Whether he'd come or not is a different matter, Tom. Kate says she thinks we'll be a lot lower down the league with those so-called strikers. Need to get rid of them. Aussie Angie's in. Big up, ladies and gents. Who's getting their new Spurs shirt this season? He asks. I haven't even thought about it, Aussie Ange, to be honest with you. I've got to be honest. Have you got this season's shirt yet, Mia?
No, I shop in alternative places to get mine.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. Yes, it won't be down at the Spurs shop or Spurs online, put it that way. Jessica says Musa from Feyenoord can play left wing. Yeah. And look, I think the time for, like I said, Jessica, we all disagree and agree and whatever. And it's not about what we want. We're only here to just, shout players out, suggestions or stuff like that. But they've got to find players from somewhere. And whether they're working on it and it's not quite there yet, or whether clubs like City are pissing us about, at some stage we have to draw a line in the sand. And are they going Premier League proven because the scouts do not know how to do their job? Who knows, Jessica? Who knows? But we'll just have to see how it goes. He can play left wing, right wing, Jessica says. There you go. For less than 40 million. Daniel says we have two garbage strikers who press, and that's it. Actual number 9 instincts. Osimhen presses with structure. Insane in the air. Brings others into play. Tottenham, show me you are serious. Mia, could you ever see Victor Osimhen up front for Tottenham Hotspur? Would he leave Turkey and the big money to come to Spurs?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I think that money's probably too good.
Short and sweet answer there. Absolutely. I mean, no, in all seriousness, Mia, you're spot on, aren't you? You're spot on. You know, I can't see Spurs paying that sort of dough, to be quite
And he hasn't
honest.
been over there long, has he, Osimhen?
No, not that long. I think is it 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's not that long.
Yeah. Simon says Marmouche. There you go.
Yeah, I like Mamouche.
Yeah, I do too. I do like Marmouche. Jessica says, I think she's talking about the Feyenoord Musa. He tore apart City
last season in the Champions League. Very nice.
I mean, we beat City. We beat City every year, so that's not really.
Every year, Mia. Rudolph says, what I want is someone who will simply hit the target regularly, as is Kane's method, rather than focusing on kicking the ball as hard as possible. Kane times the ball as Greaves spotted. Why not coach it? What do you say to that, Mia? Should it be coached into players like Solanke, positioning, all that type of stuff? The finishing part of it, maybe making sure that each and every shot is on target rather than being so precise about it.
I mean, I had this discussion earlier with Rudolph. I mean, I believe firmly that at their grand old age that they shouldn't need to be coached that much about scoring goals because that's their job. I feel like that positioning, all that stuff is taught when you're younger, when you're a striker.
Mm-hmm.
So although you can be coached to maybe a way that the manager likes you to play, I don't think that some of the stuff can be coached, like the ball bouncing off of Richarlison. I don't think that can be untaught. I just don't think he can do it. I just don't think he's got the capability to do it.
Fair play.
Because I think players have got their limits, right? And I just don't. I think that Richarlison, for all the stuff that he does do, like he does get back and he does fight hard and work hard. The whole point of him is to score goals. And I don't think that if you can't do that, that you can teach it.
At their age, yeah.
At their age, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, the way that I would be looking at it is that, hang on a minute, guys. I know you're playing every week against similar ilk of players as professional footballers, you know, but as you say, you were brought here to score goals, first and foremost. And it's not happening. And I just out them. I get rid of them. We talk about Cohen. You know, there's forwards out there that are better than what we've got. There's no doubt about it. But it will be what it will be. Angeball says, big up, lads and chat. I don't see Croupy moving this summer, unfortunately. And desperate times call for desperate measures. So we should go and get Tony or a Watkins. I wouldn't be averse to either of them, Angeball. And Rashford, because we need guaranteed GA. Listen, right, we all bang on about Marcus Rashford's ego and attitude. I'm past all that now. To be honest with you, Angeball, I've sat here in the past few weeks and said, I'm not sure about Rashford. One thing Rashford does do, he's going to score goals. There's no doubt about that, right? When you talk about Premier proven, right, he is that, right? Like I say, putting aside the ego and all that business, let's forget about that for a minute. Is he better than what we've got? Absolutely he is, right? So I think that's a no-brainer. Is Watkins better than Richarlison or Solanke? Mia?
I think that Richarlison isn't as good technically as Solanke. I think Solanke, when he played under Ange, was sort of being the one that kind of held up the ball, and then obviously Johnson got the goals. So whilst I think that Solanke, I'm not saying that he's the greatest of strikers, I don't think that he's worse than Richie. I think that Richie's output is better because he's had more chance to sort of score, but he's still, the amount of times how many chances he needs to actually score a goal is horrific for somebody who is a striker.
Yeah, I get that. But Mia, would you take an Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins?
I would take. I'll take Watkins. Yeah. So I thought you said Richie better than Solanke.
Sorry. And an Ivan Toney. I mean, I'll take an Ivan Toney. I don't know about you, Mia. I'll take him up front for a couple of years while they get it sorted out and get the right ones in. Rashford, yes. I'm at that point now where I'm not picking and choosing. And Rashford, yes, he's Premier League proven. So
the only thing with Rashford, I think he can be a bit lazy sometimes.
Yeah, he
I
can.
don't think that's something that De Zerbi would put up with.
Well,
He's the man who gets paid the big bucks, Mia, 12 million odd quid a year or whatever it is. So let's hope he makes the right decisions. Ronnie says, looks like Bentancur and Sarr are gone. They haven't gone on the tour. Rumour has it, Ronnie, that there's been a couple of clubs interested in Bentancur, and maybe it's further along the line than what we all even know, or he's injured. Sarr, I don't know. Perhaps he just don't fancy him. Mia, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would have thought that Sarr would go anyway because I don't think he's going to get time to play. So I think it's a no-brainer really getting rid of Sarr.
Yeah. Bentancur, perhaps clubs are interested. Mia?
I think that again, maybe Bentancur feels like he's not going to get much time, so maybe he does want to go and get some actual playing time. And since he's come back from his injury, although I really like Bentancur, he hasn't been the same that he was before he got that second injury. So I think that if it's possible to sell him, get him gone. I'm not sentimental about any of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that. Dan's back.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit. I don't know. The baby's.
If you have to leg it, mate, you just leg it up. We know.
But she's all right. She's all right at the moment.
You're
She's on the
right,
monitor.
mate. Yeah, I'm just
she's
saying,
all right.
if you need to go, you don't have to wait to butt in. You just leg it. All right.
Cheers. Cheers.
Where are we up to? We was just saying about just before you came back, Dan. Ange Ball mentioned Tony, Watkins, Rashford. You'd take any of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Ollie Watkins,
you have to. Yeah, and any strikers that have been scoring goals the last few seasons, which are pretty good numbers, I would take. Output. We need output, really. It's simple, isn't it?
Like I said before you come back, Dan, I'm past the point of caring who it's going to be now. We know we need goals, right? We need wingers that have got goals in them. I think Rashford ticks the box for that. Premier League proven, ticks the box for that. Does he want to come to Spurs? Probably a big X on that because he's going to want big wages. Because it will
Champions League football as well, won't he? He wants Champions League.
Football. So Barcelona are obviously not interested. They've took Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, which I don't know. Anthony Gordon's a very good player. There's no doubt about it. But Rashford at Barcelona or Gordon at Barcelona, do you think that Gordon could be a sensation over at the Nou Camp, Dan and Mia?
I just can't see it. When we watched him play for England, I don't think he was what I would say a Barcelona player. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could go either way, that one. You know, he's got a lot of work ethic, isn't he, Gordon? Runs all day long. It's an interesting one with Gordon because he prefers to run into space, doesn't he? You know, thinking when he played for Newcastle, any team that are pushing up a high line, he would always run in, wouldn't he, and try and score a goal. I mean, it depends on the fullback he's up against. He can take some fullbacks on, but he struggled against that one Congo, wasn't it? I think couldn't take him on, could he? So he's not amazing at dribbling past players when they're playing a low block. And Barcelona are going to come across most teams, I guess, are going to be defending deeper against him. So I don't know how it's going to go, really. It's interesting that they've gone from Rashford now to Gordon. But with Gordon, they've actually signed him permanently, haven't they? Whereas Rashford was a loan. Rashford got quite a few goals playing for Barcelona last season.
Yeah,
he did. So I wonder why, what the decision was. Maybe his wages are too high, the transfer fee. No, it's not the transfer fee because they paid a lot of money for Gordon, didn't they? How much was it in the end for Gordon? 70 odd mil, wasn't it?
Something like that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out. But it's good that some of the English players are going to play abroad. You know, there's not enough of them do. I think it helps the national team, I think, anyway.
Yeah, fair play. Now, I'm going to bring a comment up now, and I forgot all about this bloke. Now, I don't know, before I bring it up, right, Mia has tonight explained, and Dan, that we're not necessarily going to go for a number 9, right? It might well be a false 9 or someone who's not really a striker, can score a few goals. This name I forgot all about because I loved him when he played for Liverpool. He had a load of haters. I used to watch the Liverpool channels before I come on YouTube, mate. So many Liverpool fans hated Darwin Núñez, right? Now, again, does he miss easy chances? It has been known, right? It has been known. I don't know what money he's on wherever he's at now or if he's on a free. Listen, what do you think about Darwin Núñez, Mia?
Oh, I
For
think
Liverpool,
he
used
does
to play up
divide.
front for
Yeah,
Liverpool.
he does divide opinions, doesn't he? Because he wasn't always clinical, but he did turn up. Like you saw him, didn't you? Like in big games and stuff, he did turn up. I
Yeah.
don't know. I do like him, but
I
I'm not
like him as
sure.
well, to be honest. I think he'd go down a storm at Tottenham, to be honest. He's a bit fiery. He does
Yeah.
do silly things from time to time, don't get me wrong. But I remember there was one, I think it was in his last season at Liverpool. I can't remember what game it was, but it was a proper end-to-end game. And he picked the ball up. It was somewhere like about 40 yards out. I think the keeper had come out to clear it. Right? And he had a load of players in his way. And he just found this. It looked like he was bending it out for a pass out towards the corner flag on the other side. And it just whipped all of a sudden. And it was going in. It hit the outside of the post and went wide. But I remember thinking about that and thinking, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? I just think he's another one. He's got movement. He's not a static player. He can hold a ball up. He'll take a kick for the football team, yeah, to get a free kick. Does he score enough goals? That's probably the bit about him that I would say, because we need goals. But I think he'd have all the ammunition to score goals and he'd assist a lot too. That's where I am with him. And you are spot on, Mia. He is a player that divides everyone. Some love him, some hate him. He's just a bit like Marmite, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, he is. I think that he's. I don't know how that will go down with the fans because I do think that he isn't quite clinical, maybe enough. He's a bit like a Savinho. He's got a lot of what the beginning part of what you need him to do, and then when it comes to the end product, he kind of is lacking.
Yeah, I get that. TTID's in, so Sean Butler had the same problem with the Echo. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if it's StreamYard, TTID or YouTube, whichever one. Could be either, to be honest with you. I watched what little of the show when I was on this morning and I was very crackly. And honestly, I've never changed this setup from the day that I started streaming on here. I don't touch the volume, don't touch the contrast. I've got lights on around me, and I don't know. So perhaps it is StreamYard. Here's an interesting name, Dan.
Yeah.
Watermarder at Newcastle. Now, is he the type of fella that, if we're not going to play a number 9 as such, that you could get on board with? Maybe a type that drops off a little bit, tries to link play up, and then he'll get his nut down and try and get in the box. Or have we got that already in a Solanke?
He had a good first half of the season, didn't he, Watermarder, but he kind of dropped off. I don't know why, what happened. I mean, Newcastle weren't the best last season. Bit of that maybe. Well, he scored against Spurs, didn't he? He looked like he's got some talent.
Yeah.
One of those kind of, I don't know how you describe him, what type of player he is, because he hasn't got a lot of pace, has he? But he does run. He can finish. He can link play. I don't know if he's that clinical. I don't know how many goals he's got last season. I don't think he got double figures. I don't think he was in the top goal scorers charts. Some people say when they watched him, he was always dropping off in midfield. He was always, going deep and trying to link the play. He wasn't in the box that much. And then I think second half of the season, I don't think he started.
Yeah.
For one reason or the other, Eddie Howe, change of attackers or whatever. I don't know. Maybe people in the chat know. What do they think of him? It's one of those which it depends on the price, I guess. How much did they buy him for?
I think they
Newcastle.
paid a few quid for him, didn't they?
It's a bit of a risk, but he's got Prem experience. Yeah, I don't
It's so
know really.
difficult,
I
isn't it?
can't say. Yeah, it would be one of those where you'd have to see.
I mean,
Really, it's not guaranteed.
I tend to agree with Scott. If you could get these two in, right, and maybe one more, right, yeah, they're going to be on fair wages wise. Rashford earns a load of dough. You're going to have to be offering him, I would say, 300 grand a week to come to Spurs. A lot of people already saying that's already been quashed. But on the names that Scott's given here, a Marmoush with Premier League experience, a Rashford that will probably get you 15 goals playing off the left, in a team that at the moment really needs goals. It's all right keeping players out, but we've got to be scoring some goals this season. So, Marmoush, Rashford, Dan, would you be on board with that?
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, of course. The interesting thing is, isn't it? What is the wait? Why haven't they gone in and got them? There's something there that we maybe don't know, because they got all the other players in early, but it comes to the forward line, it all comes to a grinding halt. So there's something going on. Is it a homegrown issue? Do we need to shift some out first before we bring any more in? We do need to reduce those non-homegrown players down. We do. It's a fact. It's got to be done. And then there's the whole Richarlison issue, isn't it? He's holding it up. And Savinho, maybe they're holding out to try and get him, and they're just waiting for City to get a replacement. I just don't know, Cookie, mate. It's hard to know, really, isn't it? It's frustrating. We go round in circles, mate, don't we? We go round in circles.
Yeah, it's been quiet for a few weeks now. Bird on a Banjo, big up to you. Just to say, everyone, I'm not good with the link stuff. Drooler, if you're still here, if you could chuck Mia's and Dan's links to their channels in, I'd appreciate it. Or Scott, if you can do it.
Cheers, Cookie.
I'd appreciate it. Get over to the Danalist when you can, if you haven't already, and sub to him over there. And obviously the same to Mia, who's on every day at about 11 o'clock, weekdays anyway. So get over to Mia at Tottenham's Lone Wolf as well. People that you can click on most times of the day, apart from when it's Sleepy Bubba's time, and probably get a Tottenham stream that's on. And everyone's got different opinions. Everyone treats their channel differently, how they run it, who they have on, whatever. That's their choice. But I would say, if you can, people, sub to all the Spurs channels, yeah, and so you get to listen to the different people opinions. And I like to push it, but especially on this channel, that you're more than welcome to come on here. I watch you in the chat. A lot of you speak very forwardly and very sensibly, and that's what I love about the community that come onto this channel. Like I say, Dan's doing his work, Mia's doing their work. Get over to them, especially, and after that, go and sub to who you like, as they say.
Good. Look, big up, Cookie. Cheers for that. And it just does show you. And Mia, you've been going pretty consistent, haven't you? In the morning, is it like late morning, right? Isn't it? So
11 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, I think people like that. I think people like to know when people are on, and yeah, it's really great. It's great stuff. If you can do it, if you've got a set time where you can stick to every week, every day, yeah, good stuff. And that's how you kind of grow, isn't it? Really, people get used to you being there, and they come in and chat to each other, chat to you, chat to if you have any guests on. So yeah, it's good stuff. Well done, guys.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. And Dan, obviously it's difficult for you at the moment. You got a baby and like a young baby, and it is what it is, man. And I know that everyone knows that if you could be on 3 nights a week, 5 nights a week, whatever, you would be. You know. So listen, make sure you've hit that notification bell so you know when Dan does go live, because there are times where an hour before he'll go, I'm going live in an hour. Bang.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm going very last minute at the moment, quite late as well. I'm seem to be going quite late when, at a certain time. I mean, when the season starts, well, I hope so. I hope the baby will be in a bit more settled then. Then there she's going through the night a bit more. I'll be doing be on the lane with Nige. We don't know what night yet, what time. It'll be earlier in the evening, and it's just trying to find the right spot, isn't it? Because there's so many other streams on every night of the week, so it's kind of picking the right day and right evening. It's going to help. There's no European football next season, so that will help. But we'll go wherever, even if other channels are going. You know, don't really care that much. We'll just do our thing, and hopefully we'll see a lot of people back in the show, because we didn't do it much last season, and that was really how me and Nige really kicked off things on YouTube. Doing that show Beyond the Lane, that's how we grew, really, getting different guests on every week, and I hope we can get it back going again. Fingers crossed.
Big up,
Yeah,
Dan.
big up.
Man.
It's not easy when you've got a little one.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Got the t-shirt, as they
But-
say. Dan.
But guys, even so, I'm still getting views and people in the chat who are watching tonight. Man, I appreciate you all coming on at late notice. You know, I know you can't always make it because you don't know I'm going. So I would, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
And
And that's what I
also,
say. Go on, Nick.
also, I
Go
want
on,
to say
go on,
to everybody, make sure you watch stuff on playback, because if you don't catch it live, it doesn't mean you mustn't watch it. Make
That's
sure you
true.
give them a playback and comment after when you're watching it on playback, because then that pushes it even further, because it's getting interaction. So make sure you do that for everybody, because that does really help a channel out.
Oh yes, absolutely. Mia stole me thunder there. I was just going to say, make sure
So
that you've hit the notification bell, so that if Dan does drop a live, when you wake up in the morning, if it's too late for you and you've got an hour, have a listen, have a skip through, and have a listen, because listen, playback views count just as much as being watched live. You know, it all adds up at the end of the day. So have a listen, people, when you can. Bird on a Banjo. We did touch on Thiago briefly earlier on. I'll ask Mia and I'll ask Dan again. Thoughts on Igor Thiago at Brentford? 22 goals last season, 25 years old, a strong forward, big upgrade on Richie, but I've not heard his name once. You guys, Igor Thiago at Brentford, would you go there?
I'm not sure about him. Isn't it just one season he's done this? And didn't we do the same with Solanke?
Yeah, great
I kind of
answer.
feel.
Love to hear the answers. There you go. So basically, you're saying it could be another Solanke, Mia, for all we know.
Yeah, I'm a bit kind of cautious.
Yeah, fair play. Dan, for you, Igor Thiago of Brentford. See him at
Yeah,
Spurs?
he has. He came in, didn't he, the season before that, and he got that serious injury. Do you remember? So he missed the season, didn't
I
he?
remember him being injured. Yeah.
Yeah. But previous to that, he had played for a couple of other clubs, European clubs, not main leagues, but he did grab a lot of goals. He scored a lot of penalties in the last season for Brentford. I mean, he's a physical presence, not the most clinical at times, but a big lump, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a big lump up front, and I just think, if we look at De Zerbi and who we had playing at Brighton, right? Remember who he had? He had Welbeck.
Evan
Very
Ferguson.
experienced. Yeah, even Ferguson. He liked players who can hold up the ball, who can run the channels, got a bit about them, a bit of physical presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what type of De Zerbi type striker. I can't remember the guy at Marseille he had. I'm sure someone in the chat will remember. But that's we're looking at the sort of profile or striker that De Zerbi wants. They've got to be technically good, yeah, technically good on the ball, bring others into play, score goals, get on the end. Because the wingers, looking at De Zerbi and Brighton, it was pace, wasn't it? Pace on the wings, Matoma, balls across the box, cutbacks, goals.
Yeah.
You've got to have somebody there to finish them off, and you need a clinical striker. And Thiago, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? I don't think we're going to get him. I think if we were, we would have got him in already. I think they're looking for someone. I think there's people they know, but we just don't know who yet. I think they're trying to look at players which maybe it's not being released out in the press, in the social media. There maybe something is going on, and they're just working away at it. You hope so, right? A nice surprise, I hope. A Lautaro Martinez or someone.
Yeah.
Well, if he's got 8 of those goals are penalties, then he's got no hope with us. That's 8 penalties minus from his total because we don't get penalties.
Yeah. He should get more chances though in a De Zerbi team than Brentford, I think. So yeah, more chances, hopefully more goals. Fingers crossed.
So. Bird on a Banjo follows it up with it's not flashy, but I back Thiago to get 15 plus again, if not 20.
The thing is, we can't be fussy, can we? We can't be fussy. it's so bad.
And every day that goes past, we get less and less fussy. But we need people in the end.
Yeah.
Rudolph says, and it's clear to me, Kane, Messi, etc., the top players are above average intelligence, not only in a football sense, but using simple logic on the pitch. Absolutely, Rudolph. If you don't hit the target, how can you score? Kane clearly knows that. Just talking about a different level of player, Rudolph, aren't we? At the end of the day, players with a bit of vision, yeah? Players that sometimes they've already looked where it's going, like I've said before, Rudolph. They know what they're doing with it before they've even received it, And have we got those players that have got that mental capacity for stuff like that? Maybe now with a Tonali, someone like a Tonali.
It's just the forwards. They just haven't got it, have they, Cookie? Richarlison, Solanke, they don't have that top level of quality technically. He wants a lot from his forwards, De Zerbi. He's not just a big man and that's it. He wants his centre forward to do quite a few things. So that's the difficulty as well, isn't it? It's finding the right type of profile of centre forward to fit the system.
Yeah. When we say players that play off the front, I don't know, not necessarily midfielders that gate crash the box, but maybe attacking midfielders, like a 10. Ismail Assar, Scott's put him in, and I've heard his name mentioned quite a few times. I know we bang on about Adam Wharton at Crystal Palace, but Ismail Assar scored a few. I remember him, sure he scored against us at White Hart Lane last season when it was all going tits up, if I remember rightly. Ismail Assar, could he be the type of player if we're not going to play that up front number 9 and maybe someone that's dropped off a little bit to link up play, and then there you've got people crashing the box after that? Ismail Assar, could he be someone of interest to a Spurs? And could Spurs go and get him?
I really like Sarr, but we've not been linked to him. But I really like him. I watched him when I was watching Crystal Palace quite carefully, and I do really like him as a player. I think he's got lots of energy as well. He covers a lot of grass. Like you watch him, he's just bundles of energy. So yeah, I really like him. I think technically he is good as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think personally he is a good player, and I would love to get him.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a great option, wouldn't he, Mia, on the right, with Kudos, and that's where he plays, doesn't he? He's like a right winger, right?
He can play winger and in the middle. He can play both. He can play an attacking midfielder and a winger.
Okay.
There you go. And here's another name. What about Kevin Sade at Brentford? Left winger, scores a few goals, chips in.
So he's a bit like a Brendan Johnson. He's the one who gets on the end of things. he doesn't carry the ball. He's the one that kind of finishes off in the box, coming in late, type of thing. Similar to like Brendan Johnson, that type of like a forward. Again, he's done okay, isn't he, last season for Brentford? But he's quite a limited game. Yeah, just finishes. That's it. Runs into the box and finishes. That's fine if that's what De Zerbi wants. But again, there's a player that we could have got in already, right? Get the offer into Brentford. What's the hold up?
Yeah. I'll see that. Perhaps we have been there and they've just said a straight no. He's not for sale. Who knows? They've got to keep some of their players, I suppose.
So I'll give you some names, guys, of which kind of strikers would suit a De Zerbi system.
Go on then, Dan.
Somebody like a Matuide.
I'll come back to that, Rudolph.
Sorry, Rudolph. Go. Cookie, finish the comment. Sorry, buddy. Finish the
it's
comment.
all right. I just brought it up when you spoke. We hadn't started talking about it yet. So go on. I know where I am in the chat. You crack on, Dan.
You sure? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt there.
Yeah. I'll come back to it, Rudolph, after we've finished.
So we got a Matuide, yeah. We hear his name quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a decent player. Mobile, technical, dangerous in transition. He's a type of player. Wolfermaid actually is a similar profile as well to De Zerbi. Okay. Then you've got Santiago Castro as well.
Anyone Premier League proven apart from a
Isaac.
That's not happening.
Not happening. Julian Alvarez.
Yeah. Okay.
The bloke at Man United. Sesko, what's his name? Is it Sesko?
Yeah, Sesko, yeah. Benjamin Sesko. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got there's a bloke who played for I think it's Switzerland, Done okay. Mbenga or someone called that. EMEGHI. Manuel Mbenga.
I'll tell you where I have seen something, Dan, about someone on Twitter again. I can't remember. It might have been that fella, Himothy. Might have been him. Someone posted it, and I had a look at it, and it was about the fella that scored for Norway against England, that Schneiderlip, or
a winger.
You pronounce it.
Yeah, the left winger.
Spurs had approached his club side about his availability. So I don't know. Is he someone again? We haven't seen a lot of him.
He done okay. He done okay last season for the club he plays for. He done okay. Nothing spectacular. Okay numbers. Nothing special.
Yeah.
But maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Ronnie says Rashford 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 altogether for Barca. Yet they don't want him and spent 70 million on Gordon.
I thought he got more goals than that. I thought he got more, around 18 goals in all competitions, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, fair play. Scott says Nunes. Was you in here when we were talking about Darwin Nunes, or is that when you you left briefly, Dan?
Nunes.
What do you think of Darwin Nunes, Dan?
Oh dear.
If we're not gonna, listen, I don't mind. I'll say it again. For me, I think he is. Daniel said it's a weird one. And it is weird because he's another one, Daniel. He gives me that vibe, right? That if you can get on the right side of him, he's got that bit of nastiness in his game, a bit like Richarlison has, right? But I think he's better than Richarlison. When we look at it, whether you can get him to play as a number 9 or like he did at Liverpool, he sort of dropped off and was at the right, went to the right a little bit. Generally anyway. Listen, I wouldn't be averse to a Darwin Nunes in the Spurs squad. Honestly, I really wouldn't. Whether he's going to score you 10 a season, if he plays regularly enough, I would have thought so. 10 to 15.
Is he gone to the Saudi League?
He's gone to the Saudi League, but he's on a free. His contract's up and he's on a free.
I don't think he got many goals last season. Dan, I'm sure I saw something. He didn't get many goals. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone in the chat could confirm it.
There's a lot better than him out there, but if you got the Liverpool version, and someone else has put in here, Daniel, he's a weird one. His finishing is terrible at times, but he offers what you need in a forward, very good in behind. He runs the channels. Yeah, he'll do a lot of the dirty work, and now and again,
You'll get a bit of skill out of him, something like I explained earlier when I don't know if you remember, it was in his last season at Liverpool. A clearance had been cleared out and it ended up at him, and he had a mill of players to get it past, to get it in, and he hit it and it was going that far out. It was unbelievable. And all of a sudden, as the ball was dropping, started bending towards the goal and it hit the outside of the post and went wide. And I'll always remember that because I thought, my God, he was really trying to score there. No doubt about it. He's got something about him again. Whether he's good enough or not on a regular basis, are you going to get one of them players that will give you a couple of 7 or 8 out of 10s for 2 weeks, and then for the next 3 weeks he's 2 out of 10? Because that's what we don't need at the moment. I don't know. There's many players out there that will give you 7 or 8.
So where would you play him, Cookie? Where would you play him, this type of player?
I'd play him as a false 9, if you like. I'd almost play him like that. I'd let him drop off when he wants to. Let runners be running into the space that he's leaving, not all the time. Yeah, but I also think you can play him as a 9. But is he prolific enough for that? Probably not. Probably not.
I just
players than Darwin Núñez. Fuck me, yeah, we have.
I don't know. His touch is the best, is it? His first touch, if I can remember, is technically. Is he good enough? Good at running in behind, isn't he? Can be quite aggressive, pressing. I think he's quite a good presser.
Yeah,
what I can remember.
Yeah.
There's some things to like about him. He just needs a bit kind of. I don't know. You know when there's a play and they've got rough edges. You know.
Smooth it off.
Yeah, he's a bit. I don't know if he's
smooth
too
it
old
out.
now for that. He's just
Could
who he
well
is
be.
now, isn't he? Good
Could well be.
sometimes, terrible other times,
Yeah.
bit inconsistent. May be great one day, fantastic, and then so frustrating another day where he kind of misses
Yeah.
a sitter, and you're like thinking, no, we could have won that game if he'd missed. I don't think I could go through the frustration. Let me be honest here, and there's nothing wrong with discussing all of these players. We're all doing
No,
it. We all like
absolutely.
them or not like them. But I've got to be honest here. If Spurs are serious, we need to go for more guaranteed type of players that are gonna deliver for Spurs.
Yeah, and they cost money, Dan, don't they? At the end of the day.
Torres
don't
in
they?
the chat. Torres, fantastic. Right, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Can you
in the
imagine
chat
a
there,
World
I've
Cup
seen
winner
him.
coming to Spurs?
He's
after
a
winning the
good
World
player.
Cup?
He plays across the forward line, doesn't he? All centre
Yeah, he
forward,
goes-
left, right.
Yeah, all over the gaff.
Great player.
He'll go to the ball. He don't wait for the ball to come to him.
Yeah.
And it just shows you, and this is what I love about this channel, that you can split opinions. People will talk about it in the chat. Don't get me wrong, every now and again it gets a bit tasty in the chat. I don't mind saying. But listen, you all talk about things, we put names forward, then you talk about it in the chat, whatever. So straight away, Ronnie, Darwin Núñez, yes please. I'll have some of that, he says. And then Jamie comes in and says, Sorloth at Atletico. Can't see that happening, Jamie. Not unless his wage is that poor that we can go in there and offer him double, treble what he's earning to pull him away. Maybe, I don't know. Norm says Watermarder looks like Solanke 2.0. Interesting.
So I agree with what Daniel said. He looks like a bit of a Peter Crouch because of the
What,
way
that
his
one there,
body.
Mia?
Yeah,
That
because his
one there?
body, the way he runs as well, because he's all gangly, isn't he? He's really like a gangly kid.
Yeah,
He's very unorthodox, to be fair.
that's a good comparison there.
There you
'Cause
go.
he doesn't-
Shitter Peter Crouch.
Do you know what? He just doesn't run like his body shape's weird when he runs because he's so gangly.
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. I'm picturing him now running, Mia. I know what
It
you mean.
just Joe. My eldest is like that. He's literally all legs and arms and skinny as anything. And when he tries to run, he just looks ridiculous because he's just doesn't look right because he's so skinny and his arms like flop around.
Yeah, I know what you're saying or trying to say anyway, Mia. Yeah, he unorthodox. I'm going to carry on using that word. He's got an unorthodox style, I would say. And Taff Star's put me right in me play. Taffster, sorry Taff. He said, Nunes couldn't hit a barn door. Next.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Look, guys, if we're talking about who we all want as a striker, yeah, we all have different opinions. Like, obviously, obvious ones out there right now is the bloke, what's his name? Guirassy, play for Dortmund, right? Consistently scores goals everywhere he goes. He'd be great starting up front. Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan, you'd take him. I would also take I would try that Pavlidis. I would give him a go. Matuidi, he's an interesting one as well.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at who I would choose at Spurs as a centre forwards, if I was Spurs, that's them type of strikers I would go for. Greenwood was a good one, but he's never going to come, isn't he? Too controversial. And after that, yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle with who I would really be happy with. Say, if we signed any of those players, I would go, okay, fair enough, let's see. And then a Krupi as well. And then left wing. Left wing is a real struggle for me, I've got to be honest. After looking over it so many weeks. Left wing, getting a left winger with 15 plus goals. There's not many around. Those players are in their top clubs. Yeah, we're not going to be able to prize them out. So you're going to have to take, I don't know, but Leao got good numbers, but not last season. I don't know. It's so difficult.
What about this fella from Taff? Taff saying to me, Brian Brobbery, big, physical, no-brainer.
Yeah.
A bit like Thiago, I suppose.
He can finish as well. He can finish, can't he, Bobby? We've seen him finish. That cracking goal he scored against Spurs.
Yeah.
He scored against Arsenal, didn't he, as well? I think he gets stuck in there, got a bit about him. He really kind of he rattles those centre backs, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he most certainly does. Yeah, he definitely does. Scott said Nunes would only work if we had goal-scoring wingers to run onto balls that he held up. That isn't Kudos and Savio. Interesting. There's Mia's link for everyone there. Get over and give her a sub over there. And there's Dan's. Get over to Dan as well, obviously. Most of you probably are.
Cheers, Drooler.
If you're not, get over to him. Simon says, good shows, Mia. There you go. Simon's
Big
been
up,
watching,
Simon.
yeah, there you go. Futures Bright says he likes the late ones. It won't be that late. I know Danalis does. This one won't be that late, Futures Bright, because some of us have got to make sure we get up for 9:30 in the morning for the breakfast brunch instead of dossing on the sofa. It's not good enough. And I have slapped myself.
Slacking off.
Don't you worry. It won't happen again, Futures. Rashford, Krupi and Morgan Gibbs-White. In then, sell a few, job done. Again, if we had a Rashford, a Krupi, a Morgan Gibbs-White, I'd probably take that and say, very good transfer window. Would you not?
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not all done by any stretch, you know, but if we got those three in, I'd go, yeah, that'll do. That'll have to do. You know, you're talking about 9-10 players in then. You know, it's virtually a first team. But there you go. I wouldn't know, Futures. I wouldn't know. But there you go. Dan's here and Mia are here. But if you're talking about out of this space, I wouldn't know who's on, mate.
Yeah, I'm Spursed out. I've got nothing more to say at today anyway. I like to go live when I've really got something that's really driving me for conversation. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be something, a hot topic to talk about when I go live. And
Yeah.
I had a good show last night, and we had one at the weekend as well, which was a really good show. I'm Spursed out. I'm so sorry. I haven't got anything really to come on and talk about, really. I'm waiting for a big story. I'm waiting for something to hit, you know, something to go off and get us all talking. I prefer to stream that one. I can't just come on and talk. And that's nothing wrong with coming on to talk about anything, you know, each to their own. But for me, I like to, it's got to be something that's got to drive me onto the screen and discuss, you know.
Yeah, fair play, Dan. And
I'm not having a go at anyone. Everybody does things differently.
Do
you know what I mean? Because everyone's different. People just love talking Spurs every day, looking at the links, looking at the ITKs. Nothing wrong with that. People love it. There's an audience for every type of, content creator out there.
Yeah, and Daniel says he thinks Oshiman would suit this system perfectly.
Yep.
Daniel,
Top.
Daniel, it's all about that
Yep.
for
Money.
players like Oshiman. Trust me, if Spurs wanted to go and get him out of Turkey, they could. Right, there's no doubt about it, right? But Spurs ain't going to offer him 350 grand a week because that's what it will take for him to come to Spurs. I'll tell you that now because he's on 400 grand tax free where he is. So I don't know. Scott says he likes watching Brobbery, but not many goals. We're going to wrap up now, people. Make sure you get over to these two guys, Tottenham's Lone Wolf, Danalist. This comment from Daryl we'll wrap up on. He says, our cherry pie going to be burnt on top. Fear for the front line.
What does he mean, Cookie? What does he mean? What is he saying there?
Listen, I know what he's saying, but there we go. Mia, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Really appreciate you jumping on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, Mia. Obviously, at some stage, me and Nige will get to do the transfer show. Nige, I don't know if everyone knows, was having mega problems with his thing tonight. Then it wasn't him, it was me. But then apparently it's all straightened out and everyone sounds all right and we're not echoing. So that's fine. Leslie says, Yildiz, please. And Kate says, which we will wrap up on, thanks, Mark, Dan and Mia. Great chat tonight.
Big up, chat. Big up, everyone,
Big
for
up
watching.
to everyone. Breakfast brunch will be back 9:30 tomorrow morning. As always, we'll be on time, people. And Mia will be on. Are you on tomorrow, Mia, 11 o'clock?
Yep, I'm on at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
Mia will be following us. We will be finishing at about 11 tomorrow as well, because the Cookmeister has something to do. Got to take his missus to a funeral tomorrow. So, and that's a 12 o'clock kickoff down near Man City's gaff. So, anyway, we'll be finishing. Mia will be starting. That'll be that. Dan, I've no doubt we'll see you at some stage over the weekend or next week, doing a late one as usual. Big up to you both for being here. Big up the chat. And, as always, come on, you Spurs.
Good night, everyone.
Absolutely.